Switch over. Let's see, make sure. Always takes so long. Let's see. Waiting for this thing to go. You guys should see me now. 6 years sober, and this is Slack. Just got an ad. Whoops. Gotta pay for the stream somehow. Alright, so it looks like we're live. What a pain in the ass, YouTube. What's going on? So let me know you guys can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. Obviously you can see the back screen with the cool stuff with the MSI X570 Godlike motherboard. Pretty much my first MSI board in a long time. Oh my god, why did I shave my beard? What are you talking about? Alright, so who's on here? Say hi. We got 64 people on so far. Yep, beard guy's here. So what's going on, guys? Come on, let's chat it up a little bit. So what we heard about all the Ryzen news today, and I guarantee you probably a lot of people are disappointed, to be honest. I kind of told you so. I don't know. Anybody going to chime in and tell how they feel? What's going on with the Ryzen stuff? I know a lot of people have seen Roman's video. I saw Roman's video myself too. Was waiting up for, I don't know, I'm actually tired. I think I went to bed at like 4 a.m. this morning. I was dying. So yeah, this is actually default 1.49. I don't know why. So what's going on, guys? What did you think about Roman's article? I've been trying to tell you guys that there's a lot of hype going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, the Ryzen stuff is pretty damn cool, but it's just not there yet. So I hate to break it to you guys, but it is a good performance. I mean, for a 3700X, which is $329 compared to a 9900K. I'll show you shortly kind of what the top clocks are. Sebastian, 1.492. To be honest, I just reset the CMOS. So basically it's what the board's setting it to, which is, I don't think that's probably the best, but that's just what it is. So yeah, for $329 you cannot beat the 3700X. It could be this chair because I'm getting confused, but I always forget which way to switch it. Still getting alright. 4.3 max equals disappointed. They needed 4.6 with that. Yeah, to be honest, this chip is about, I think I tested a little bit yesterday about, it's probably around about 4.3 to 4.4 chip. And that's pretty much what I was trying to tell you guys, and without breaking up any NDA, but that's just kind of how it is. So let's kind of get into, so I have the MSI. Here, let's kind of go over, I'll change the views a little bit. I'll show you the box and kind of what comes on, what comes with the MSI board, because the board is actually pretty badass. So let's go to camera. Oh, I got too much stuff over here. I literally have like 6 different bench setups right now. So what we have is the MSI Godlike X570. Let me put that other view up. So let's see, GPU Logic Tech. So you see the board, and then you see the setup on the side. The setup's kind of fuzzy. Maybe we will take that off. It's not looking as good. But yeah, so here's the board. Badass board. Probably one of the nicer AMD boards. This is obviously the top of the line. Pretty expensive. I haven't seen. Has anybody seen the prices on this board? I was hearing anywhere from like $700 to $500 to $1,200. Anybody check out the prices of what's going on? Let's see. Let me see if I can catch up on your stuff real quick. 9,900 for 400. That's a hell of a deal at Micro Center. To be honest, I don't think you could beat that 9,900K for $400. Even though the 3700 is a pretty cool chip, but let's see. I think Zen Architecture we even hit. Yeah, no. this architecture is definitely not going to hit anywhere near 5G. That's kind of what I was telling you guys all the time. So I know it's disappointing, but still, I mean, they're still catching up though. So I mean, it is promising to the point where it's going to obviously drive Intel to do new things, and we're going to get some cool stuff. So I'm almost guaranteeing Intel's got to come up with something. But it's probably going to eat into the market share of Intel just because it's a good price for performance. It's way better than the old AMD releases, but there is definitely way too much hype. So the RAM I'm using, I am using A2B die. So basically, what's it called? The RGBs. So the Trident Z RGBs, Royals. So I'm a pretty big fan of the Royals. I got a bunch of them. Probably got like 12 sticks. Or no, 8 sticks of it. So yeah, not much of an XOC performer. It's actually pretty good on liquid nitrogen. If you look at Lucky Noob, he just put up on HWBot. We should actually probably share that. Let me go through some more questions and we'll kind of check out some stuff. I'd say be careful with the V-Core. Hardware unboxed Friday 39, believe on an MSI creation. How the hell did he create? How did he kill the 3900X on? That's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I'm not sure how that's happening. But as for value for the chips, I don't mind. For OC, yeah, OC is kind of crap on these. Like I said, 4.3, 4.4 is pretty much the max you're gonna get on a decent chip. So what do we say? Ryzen is not there for liquid nitrogen, or do you mean in general? It's definitely liquid nitrogen. It's actually quite fun. Regular water is kind of lame. I mean, obviously the better cooling you're gonna have, maybe if you have a chiller, but for normal water cooling, you're only gonna see about 4.3, which is definitely not. If you compare it to a 9900K, the 9900K is gonna be way quicker, and it's not just from a stock base point. The stock base point, the 3700 is actually pretty close. I was running some R15 benches, and I was actually quite impressed on how close it is. But the problem is even when I start bumping up the 4.3, it's still just missing the 9900K in R15. But with the 9900K, I can basically just start pushing the multiplier up and go up to 5.1 easily. So to go from stock to pretty much all cores, I mean, then that's when the 9900K just runs away with it. So we could probably check that out today. I wasn't really sure what to show you guys. Obviously, we're going to go over the overclocking 3700X, but as far as it's not going to be that hard to go through, I guess, because it's pretty easy to reach that limit. So we'll just kind of take it from here, and maybe, I don't know, we could do liquid nitrogen on it if you guys want. We could do also show the 9900K. So I don't know. I'm going to read through the chat now, and then we'll kind of go through and try to figure out what's going on. So I still can't believe that he killed the 3900X. He must be a noob. Anyways, so as far as the chips, don't mind. Okay, do you think Ryzen is not there? Okay, we already went over that. Not one. Rev mentioned about 7. Yeah, the 7 nanometer. So I think the big thing about these chips, like the big win about these chips, is the power used. I know the 3700X is just like the 3800X. The only difference is the base clock and the boost. They're literally same cache and everything. It's quite crazy, to be honest. I mean, we'll play around and kind of see. Like, I mean, it's just cool to play with a new platform. It seems pretty good, pretty decent. I mean, I'm not seeing like bugginess or anything. I haven't really pushed the memory clocks on this, so I'm kind of excited to see how much the memory is going to improve. So I have 4K memory in there now, so they're the Trident Z's Royals, so they should be able to do anything that Ryzen needs to. So yeah, I wonder if disable cores. Well, we can try disabling cores and see if it will give a higher OC. Most likely because it will bring temperature down. And if you look at Roman's video of when he basically improved temps is when the clocks go up. So it's the same thing with Intel. Pretty much every CPU is basically if you decrease temps, then basically stuff comes up. So what else? Use mid-range CPUs. I'm looking forward to upgrade from a 1600 to 2600. Yeah, I didn't get any 2600s in or 2700s, so basically the only chip I have is the 3700X. I'll probably have more of the bigger cores later. I'll try to see if I can get some of the smaller cores too to kind of see kind of what the performance is, and I think maybe a review is in order of comparing all the different SKUs to like their Intel variants. So we'll see. I got to come up with a bunch of stuff this week, but I also got to do a bunch of liquid nitrogen benching this week. So I want to do some KP, go for some records and stuff. So that will be, I'm not sure if I'll do it now. You'll probably get a bunch of other guys doing it. So I'd rather do some of the liquid nitrogen stuff than go through some of those reviews, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's go through some of it. I will try to join in a bit. Okay, Brennan. PBO auto OC versus manual OC, which is better? We can try that out today. Anyone still running a 2700K? Maybe Ryzen 3 is out. I feel terrible. Interesting. The 5.3 LN2 show they gave us a while back told us clocks were not going to be great. Yep. If you looked at my hype video, that's pretty much what happened. So I was telling you guys that is, I don't know, without doing NDA stuff, is that it wasn't going to be that good. I know I got yelled at. I got called a fanboy for it too, but I'm just giving you the lowdown. So what's good? Just tuning in. What's max all core? So I'm around about 43, 44. So, and that wasn't really pushing too hard. So I'm getting $700 for this MSI board, huh? That's pretty crazy. I don't know, to be honest. So with clocking these, say the 8 cores, I don't even think you really need that beefy of a board. You could probably get away with a 470 or a 370. I'd probably go with a 470, a decent board. You don't really need to buy a new one, but obviously this MSI board is actually pretty badass. So I'll go over it more if I just catch up on chat a little bit more. So but there's some cool features with this board. I mean, especially with the PCIe 4. So one of the big buys on the new X570 platform is the PCIe Generation 4. It will give you like crazy storage performance. And what's cool about the MSI board is they actually include a couple different things. So for like M2 drives. So I'm curious. I wasn't able to test them now, but I want to test them this week to kind of see how much performance you get with it. So. Alrighty, so most YouTube reviews were bad. Window had a good video, as did C from Hardware Unbox. Yeah, that's kind of a given. What is a bread-ass board? Yeah, the whole thing with the hype and stuff, it's kind of one of those things where we go? Did I catch up? Oh man, dude, I'm way behind. Oh, there we go. LN2 would be the shit. Haven't seen an LN2 show for. I know. Trust me, I'm like itching to do LN2, but everybody seems like they don't want to see LN2 stuff. I don't even know where I am on this chat. You guys like bombarded me. Oh, here I am. I'm way behind. Black Friday days are gonna be bad. Shit, waiting for the proper OC review, and now the wife tells me I need to walk the baby. You got plenty of time. We're going to be here probably till about 4, so about 3 hours, so we got plenty of time, so you don't have to worry about it. Man, 840 in Germany. That's just ridiculous. I can do LN2. If you guys are requesting LN2 today, I don't mind doing LN2. I can vast the board up real quick and just throw a pot on. Not too difficult. Let's see. Disappointing is a big word for a processor boost and a very significant IPC increase considering, yeah. I mean, I could see everybody being really, damn, in Norway, at almost $1,000. Yeah, but I could see people getting really pissed off, and that's one of the reasons why I talked about in the hype video, is that you need to set expectations instead of, I notice this with AMD all the time, is that they get so much hype and then it's like all of a sudden we see what's coming out with them and then it's like, that's disappointing. Like I would rather be in the marketing where we go, yeah, we're right here, and they tell us. If they told us, dude, I would have been totally like on point of what's going on. So it's like, I don't know why they need to just turn down this hype and just like let it be what it is, and I think they'll win more fans over it, because I'm personally, I don't know about you, I'm tired of all the BS hype that like everybody talks about. So it's kind of like we need to like tone it down a little bit. AMD, you're doing a good job. Just cut it with all the marketing hype. It's just too much. It's overblown. So anyways, let's go on a little bit. So do you think it's worth it for me to wait on the 3950X or buy a 3900X now? Well, to be honest, I wish I got the chance to review the 3900X. So the 3950 is not going to, I think they said release November, right? So we got plenty of time to figure out if that ships you any good. I would say if you have a board, I would probably buy the 3900X right now, because, I mean, You're getting extra cores. I think that's probably one of the big winners is the 3900X out of this whole release. The 3700X and the 3800X are better clockers than their previous ones, but just maybe like 100 megahertz to 200 megahertz, depending on how shitty your chip was. And again, that's silicon lottery involved in there. So I think the real big win is the 12 core. So and I don't think too many people are actually talking about that. So it really depends on what you want to do. I haven't tested the 12 core, so I'm going to end up doing it. So, the motherboard had a few issues that killed the CPU. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds still like some noobness. I don't know. I'm just busting his balls. So, let's see. So, how are we getting 4344 when the 3956 says it's 4.7? So, I don't think it's boost all core. The 4.7 is boosting only a couple cores. To be honest, they've been when they were talking about the 4.7 boost core, they were actually talking about like it was actually kind of didn't even tell you how turbo worked. So I doubt all of them are going to hit 4.7 at all. I heard people were waiting in lines. Yeah, they're probably very disappointed too when they get home and they see like not much clocking. But what are you going to do? So we can try R22 and try to compare the different. What's up, guys? They're checking in. Let's see. It's not all core. It's like single. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta. I don't like how they allowed. Let's see. Of course, I'm back. I can't stand when they do this. I watch it in which work. This one is a big word. Where we go? And few issues. Killed the CPU. Okay, it's not all core, like single. Okay, my 4820 can do 5 gigahertz. Hopefully when I get the Xeon 80, yeah, those are nice chips, dude. The 4820K, and then the 1680 V2 is awesome. Like I've been recommending some of the older ones to get that are like, especially for overclocking fun. Those are pretty badass ones to do. So let's see, the R5 3600 exceeded my expectations. Yeah, for cheap, you know, I mean, AMD usually hits that like cheap overclocking segment, and they do very well in it, to be honest. I think that's one of the places where Intel needs to kind of get their butt in gear about it. So let's see, it's very power efficient, but isn't it good? None of them are good overclockers, really. What about PBO auto? Let's see, 200, is that better? Yeah, the PBO stuff, if you look at Roman's video, he talked a little bit about PBO and the marketing. This is one of the disappointing things that I saw in AMD's marketing. They should have been realistic with it. Because them telling you that jumps up to 4.7 is kind of BS, because it's not, I mean, temperature is going to get the scaling, and there's not going to be much going on there. Maybe in the winter time. Let's see, R20 gets more better than R15. I know, we'll actually check it out. I'll actually run it in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to try to catch up to you guys here. Let's see, I really want a 1950X now. They're 330. That'd be pretty cool. MOC effects, yeah, the MEM's probably going to basically boost up the multi-core. Again, like we'll see, we'll start testing memory in about 2 seconds. LN2. Oh, the 3700X is on Newegg for sale, live for sale. So if you guys want to buy the 3700X, go to Newegg. LN2 would be the shit. I haven't seen. 3700 is probably the most interesting. To be honest, the 3700X is I think a interesting processor in this segment, because you have the 3800X and the 3700X. They're so close together. Like, I mean, they're same cache. Basically, pretty much everything's the same. The only thing that's different is the base clock and the boost frequencies. Now, I don't know if they're different bend, like if it really means anything, because I don't think it's probably going to give you that much megahertz. So it'd be interesting to see another 3800 and what other people are getting. I wish I had a 3800X to just be able to compare. So just because it actually says it doesn't mean it's actually going to be overclocked better. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I think the 3700X, they really wanted to meet those power requirements to show it off. So they basically just kind of toned down a normal 3800X. So what's the TDP for the 30? I think the TDP for the 3800X is 105, and then I think it's 65 for the 37. So yeah, the 3700X will basically overclock just like a 3800X. That's what's the weird part about it. Do you think it's possible to make a closed loop? A lot of people have done the closed loop LN2 system. The problem with the closed loop LN2 system is the setup time. It's worse than setting up water cooling, and way more difficult, and it can actually be way more dangerous. just because of it basically the pressure buildup. If you don't release pressure properly, that literally the system will explode. It's actually safer to do like the doer, carry around the doer and basically pour it with flash, to be honest. So let's see, R20 gets better scores. Yep, we're gonna do that. Go over that now. 105. Aaron exam, $2. Wait, someone killed a 30. Yeah, I guess Hardware Unbox killed a 3900X. See, should have gave me that 3900X. Then I could actually compare it for you. No, just busting with them. So, Mr. Beard, can you try FSB overclocking? Yeah, we can do that too. The one problem with basically changing all the base clocks and everything is that it causes issues. So basically, there's a timer skew issue with AMD. So when you actually start changing base clock inside the OS, it actually skews the timers, so it doesn't actually give you accurate results. So we're gonna have to play around with it and kind of see. So we'll pretty much go around and we'll play in a second after I'm finished catching up here. So disregarding all the hype for me as a non-hardcore OSer, the mid-range Ryzen CPUs, no, they do look good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really bashing it. It's just that there was a lot of hype train on this one. And I feel like AMD kind of ruined it a little bit. I feel like they could have just been like, yeah, we're here. We're not totally beating everything yet, but we're doing really well. I think that's the way they should have done it, instead of being like, let all this hype flow. I mean, even when they were talking about PVO, people got excited because they thought they were going to hit 4.7 and like that, and it's just not the case. So, but overall, it's still pretty cool. So, like Asus did for 27 and got to 4.5. I'll try it. So don't worry about that. Let's see. You should never let motherboards OC for you. That is the truth. So that was one of the reasons why I kind of put this up, because 149. I doubt 149 is what it's needed for this. But we will see. Let's go over what setup are we going to use, and I'm going to go over there when we come back up. LN2 it. So everybody wants to see LN2. That's pretty cool. I wasn't really expecting that, but we can do that. AMD said they would replace his 5950X, which if they don't for us, it's their heads. Yeah, I should have one too. So, oh my gosh, why do they keep doing that? Every time I get into one part, you guys come up with about 100 different ones. Oh, and I'm gonna have to start just taking super chats. So it's kind of hard to catch up on everything. So sorry guys. So Jim Hurley, $5. Your stream is like Bifrost, a bridge over troubled water. Okay, bro. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. In LN2 we trust. Ryzen 3000 hit my expectations. Does exactly what I thought it would. I'll get one. Well, you should. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't down it. I mean, for a budget PC, the 3700X is a really. I mean, it's a good buy. I mean, you can't really you can't really knock it. I mean, it is kind of a shitty overclocker, but still, you do 4.3, I mean, it's pretty good. I wouldn't complain. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm just gonna have to scroll down to see what super chats are in there. I think I called all the super chats. Yeah, I got the $4.99. Yeah, Jim Hurley. All right, so I'm just gonna scroll down. So what we'll do is we'll go over kind of what the setup. Hi Slackers, what's up, DD? A lot of the reviews that you've seen was obviously very disappointing. But who cares? We want to see how it overclocks, because this is what it's going to come down to. It's rather simple to overclock, so it's not going to probably take too long. I think I haven't really got to play with memory, so what we can do is kind of do it together, you know, kind of see like what's going on. I'm pretty new to MSI boards. If you know anything about me in the past, it's basically I'm mostly famous from doing gigabyte boards, and then I switched over to ASRock, and then I've done Asus in between, and then I've worked on a lot of different boards, and MSI is usually not one of them. So basically, I'm trying to bear with me a little bit on the MSI board. We're gonna learn together. Some things are pretty much the same, so we could redo it. Just go. So let's see. I'm gonna add another super chat. The W3175X content was cool. LN2 I use a 2200G. Awesome. Yeah, with the W13175X, man, I'm just having some cooling issues. So I think what I'm trying to figure out now with that particular chip is I'm actually going to delit it. I think because there's paste underneath it and it's not soldered, I think number one, I'm going to lap it. Number two, I'm basically going to go through and I want to delit it. So I have a feeling with liquid metal that's going to be 10 times better. But we'll save that for another stream. I don't want to ruin the AMD stream talking about Intel stuff. So, but yeah. But I appreciate it. $2, man. Thanks. So let's see. It says, so we had another one. Was it in the Threema? $5. I'm seeing the chips not even hitting their advertised boost clocks on the 3900X. Never mind with PBO. Is it used the best now? Maybe not so much. I don't know, man. Obviously, to be able to bench the 3900X, you're going to have a decent board. I don't know why Hardware Unboxed went to a lower-end board. You should go to a higher-end board. I think the killer thing that I would see is, so if I was going to buy an AMD, what would I do right now? Well, number one, I probably wouldn't buy the newest, latest, and greatest X570 unless I wanted like some crazy storage, right? The X470, I would probably try to find an X470 as cheap as possible. I don't see like 3800 or the 3700 or any of the lower SKUs, probably not even the 3900, the 12 core, really need the new board. So I would try to find a cheaper board. I mean, that's probably the one disappointing thing about this whole AMD release is that the boards are just way too expensive. It's pretty much worse than Intel. So I don't think that part's worth it, but if you have an X470 or an X370 and you want to get a new chip, I would say go for it. Let's see. Let's take some more questions. Let's see. I want to see X470 Sniper Pro mods. You're missing another one. What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I missing? Had issues. Glad. So we're gonna do a get together. Get it together. Not sure what you're talking about. Don't even game. I just photo edit in Blender. Productivity. Aim is destroying down. Not necessarily. I'm not sure I'd really agree with that. For the price, yes. Intel is pretty much the leader in it, so I don't see how that's true. But anyway, I'm totally losing track here. What do we got here? Gigabyte X570 Aorus 950. Are you kidding me, man? Sheesh. I can't believe how. To be honest, I don't think I've ever thought of a board, AMD board, going to be this expensive. I mean, I think that's kind of a high disappointment. I don't understand why AMD actually kind of allowed that. Because back in the day, man, AMD was always known for cheaper boards. And then, like, if you got a really high premium board, it still wasn't $800–900. So that's kind of ridiculous and a big disappointment during for this whole release. But if you have an older board, man, I would totally do it. Let's see, B990-9B. Did you get an X570 Extreme? If so, let me know if I should get it or the Godlike. Thanks, Beardo. Psycho Build 2. I only have one board. I only have support right now from MSI for the X570. So we can see in the future and then maybe do a compare. But right now, I'm just going to be looking at the what's it called? The MSI board. So overall, the MSI board, we'll go over it in about 2 seconds. I think every time I think I catch up, all of a sudden it updates like crazy. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over into let's see if I can just kind of skim over a lot of your tasks. Let's get to the OC. Yeah, let's go down. So let me explain the board first, and then we'll basically go and get into OCing. You guys are killing me on chat. So we have the Meg, the X570 Godlike. Now this board is actually pretty dope. I think it's got a, was it 14 phase? Yeah, 14 plus 4 plus 1 digital phase. It says server grade PCB. Overall, let's see if let me try to bring up the other side so that way you can. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Let me just adjust this real quick. For some reason, I had some issues before where it was kind of grainy. So let's reset it to full. There's a little bit better. Let's change the brightness a little bit. Let's see if we can. I don't know if it's zoomed in. I don't want to zoom it. Yeah. There we go. Hey, you see, it's kind of a ghetto setup. I don't mind, as long as it works. So what we're using right now is, if you saw my what's it called? If you saw the Apex video, so I'm using that same Corsair cooler on it. I wasn't going to set up any water cooling because it's just, there's no point. I'll probably just clip it off and just basically take it off and, yeah, actually the focus needs to be changed. Yeah, so I'll basically just go through and rip it off if we need to do liquid nitrogen instead of doing a full-blown cooling on it. Where is camera control focus? Yeah, the focus is terrible. That's what happens for autofocus on these Logitech cameras. To be honest, that's like the best you're gonna get. Yeah, that's pretty much the best. Let's see if I can try this real quick. Yeah, it's not that good. All right, we tried. But anyways, so you can tell from the board it's a decent sized board. I think one of the really thing that I haven't really heard so much about it as far as all the different features that come with the board. So we're gonna look at this board a little bit. There's a lot of cool things that come with this board, and I think people, for the price, is probably worth it, to be honest. Let's see. So obviously the rest of the board is on there, so there's not much in there. But what comes with the board is pretty cool. So let's see, let's go back over to camera. All right, so we basically have the box of goodies that comes with. So this is kind of what makes this board pretty badass, is all the features that come with it. Let's see, so here we go. So this is all the stuff that comes. I'm just gonna basically put all this stuff out. There's like a ton of stuff that comes with this board, which makes it really awesome. We got this. I mean, they really do kind of make you feel special. I mean, I don't know if it's $700-800 special, but I feel kind of special opening it now, if you know what I'm saying. So let's kind of see, like, I'm gonna go in detail over like all the cool stuff that's with it. Let's see, so, I'm trying to remember what this part was. All right, so, oh, that's right, the Superland. So they give you a Superland card that's PCIe 4. I'm not sure how beneficial it is, but still it's cool to have with it. So that's one goodie. Now this is the goodie that I really like. I think it's probably worth it just for buying it, is the M2 Expander Z. So not only does it have huge heat sinks, it also is going to be PCIe Gen 4. Which is really cool. I didn't hear anybody talk about this. I don't know why. It's kind of pretty funny. So this is a cool feature. I mean, I'm not sure it's still worth $700, but still it's pretty cool. I mean, it's powered. It's using PCIe power. It's also, obviously, you have some like monster heat sinks on here, so like obviously it's gonna stay cool just even passive wise. Oh, and plus it's got a fan. So to be honest, I don't even know if you need the fan, because this heat sink, I mean, is pretty brutal, man. You're gonna end up like, you could hit somebody, or if you threw this at somebody, basically it's gonna hurt like hell. So that I haven't seen anybody really talk about all that cool stuff. So I wanted to kind of just give you a little info on that. So what else do we got here? We got AMD, the drivers and utilities. I don't know why they need to put this on a USB stick. Everybody else is doing it. You should too, MSI, if you're listening. We got nice little badges. I think this is a, what's it? I don't know, it's a LED for the HDD or the hard disk. I don't know why they would do a separate one, to be honest. A bunch of advertising on the MSI Gaming, which is cool. Thank for choosing just the register. Got a bunch of stickers. It tells you how to put it on the stock cooler. I already ripped the stock cooler off. I'm actually using zip ties on an AIO, so it works well. Don't let anybody ever tell you. Obviously, motherboard guide, and then we got the cool picture of the Godlike board. I love these. I think every manufacturer should do these. I know EVGA does these. These are just kind of let you know what's going on with the board, so which is killer. And then we also have Wi-Fi. Most of the time you should have Wi-Fi. I usually use like a USB Wi-Fi sometimes, but. And now let's go to the other little package we have. So there's a lot of goodies in this board. We got some nice sleeved SATA cables. So we got like 3 of those. It looks like there's 2 in each one. We got, RGB headers. I don't even know what this one is. Just looks like extensions. Oh, we got a nice audio. I mean, there's a lot of goodies in here. There's some M2 stuff. We have, I think, temperature probe, and more RGB stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff that comes with this board. I mean, if you're into the latest and greatest, I definitely highly recommend getting the MSI Godlike. As far as needing it for a 3700X or a 4800X, I don't really think it's necessary. I mean, it's definitely badass to have. But if you were looking maybe at getting the 12 core or the 16 core, I'd probably recommend it. Those will need a little bit of a higher VRM. I still think these VRMs are a little overkill, especially with the power requirements. So obviously it's a 7 nanometer versus a 14 nanometer, right? So I'm not sure that it really needs that much. That's one of the things we'll go over in the future when we're allowed to start, when I get actually a 16 core in. What is actually needed? I mean, it seems like a lot of people went overkill. I don't know if the manufacturers just didn't know. They like to keep secrets, I guess. I don't know. So, there's so much stuff in here. It's hard to keep it, to pack it up. So, all right, we're gonna go back over the chat for a bit. I'm gonna catch up just on a couple super chats, and then we'll go right to overclocking. So, bear with me. I hate packing these boxes up. Plus, I got like I have like literally like 20 setups right here, so I got way too much stuff going on. All right, so let's catch up on some of the super chats, and then we'll get right down it. Yeah, don't tell anybody you can't. All right, let's add that in there. All right, so we have Joe. You have a Facebook group, AMD Ryzen Enthusiast. Okay, so on Facebook, there's a group called AMD Ryzen Enthusiast Group on this stream. Guys, thanks for supporting. I know we talk about Intel too, but we got some AMD love too. So only OC worth it is LN2. Yeah, okay. Whiskey Omega, Asus will release a Crosshair 8 Extreme for the 3950X if you buy a formula for that. I'd wait. LN2, the bad boy. Of course, everybody wants the LN2 though. So I think we're going to have to do that. Let's go through the regular stuff first. Yeah, you guys didn't miss anything yet. We're just kind of talking about like how disappointing everything is, and kind of today. I don't really think it's that much of a disappointment. I think the marketing was kind of bullshit from the beginning. I mean, the expectations were kind of set way too high. I pretty much think it's really not that bad. Let's see. Best jokes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get over into overclocking right now, because that's what you guys want to see. So let me change screens. That way you can see me, and we did this new view yesterday, which looks pretty good to me. So obviously this is default, right? This is stock. So we don't have, nothing's changed right here. You can see like the defaults. What's really funny is if you look at the CPU core voltage, is that it's a 1.492, which is kind of ridiculous. I thought that maybe that was like kind of BS, but that's really what it does. So, what's bullshit? I don't know. So you guys got to give me a little more info when you guys text on there, because I can't keep up with it. There's so many people on, it's kind of hard to keep up. So super chats are probably the best thing to do right now. So okay, so by default the 3.6 base frequency. Now the 3800 I think is a 3.9, or is it a 4.2, something like that. I forget. I think there's like a 300 megahertz difference between the base. That's how they're getting the power down. So from 65 TDP to 105 on the 3800X. So you can just see these are the stock settings. All right. So what we're gonna do is on the MSI board, what you can do is just hit F7, and then you can go into settings. So we're gonna go to OC settings, right? OC Explore mode. We're gonna change to expert, right? We're not using LN2 at the moment, so it should be as easy as just we're gonna go to. So we're going to do like, say, 4.2 gig, so 42 multiplier times 100, which is obviously it'd be for 4.2 gigahertz. We're going to turn off the PBO right now. Because we're just going to basically do, let's try to see through. The problem is I do not have a, actually, yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't have a full guide on all the settings, and let's see. Remember, let me just look at one thing, because there's one setting in here that I wanted to check out, and I'm trying to look at one of the OC guides. I think I can just leave it at auto, actually. So I'm trying to figure out to make sure. There's a couple settings in here, so there's some new settings in here compared to the old stuff. And then also, when you're going from different boards and stuff, it's a little bit difficult. So if you go from different manufacturers, so different things are listed, which is kind of annoying. I'm not seeing it if there's any issues that need to be changed for this. General overclocking. Hold on one second. DDR ratio. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any issue. So these don't really need to be changed. I'm turning off PBO just so that way it doesn't get in the way. I like to be able to be in charge. Oh, bullshit with 4.6, yeah. Yeah, I didn't like how marketing on PBO, they said, oh yeah, 4.7, and like you're giving expectations to people. I mean, someone from AMD should really like tone that down and actually like be like real about what's going on, you know? We're gonna, actually, what is the auto on here? Yeah, I wanted 100. We'll just keep auto. Oh, it just lets you set auto. Clock gens, we're gonna keep all auto. We're gonna keep DRAM frequency auto right now. What I want to do is kind of fix. So basically, so the one thing is with it doesn't matter which platform you're using. So if you're using Intel, AMD, one of the biggest things you got to do is go into the power settings, right? Because you want to go in and set up load line. If you guys want to know like more detail on load line, if you check out Gamer's Nexus video with 10 when he explains load line, that's probably the best explanation that you can get. So, but no matter what actual board you're using, what you can do is just basically go into the power settings. So what we'll do is it's MSI, ASRock, basically all the manufacturers have, it's just listed different, right? So if we go to digital load line calibration. So what we want to, actually I'm not even sure. So if it looks on the side, if you look to the side, it says CPU voltage will decrease based on mode. So what we want to do is we actually want to go to mode 1 or sometimes mode 2. Mode 2 on air, and usually what we do, if you look over to the right, you can actually, actually my picture is blocking it. Let me see. Let me just move this over just temporarily so you can see. If you look, of course. Hold on. See, if you see over to the right, you see where it says mode 1, mode 2. Because I enabled mode 2, that's kind of how the voltage will fluctuate, right? So by default, if I set like 1.4 and you run on load, it basically comes down very low. So 1.4 might actually only be like 1.3 depending on the mode you set. So to get an accurate, basically an accurate listing of what voltage, you want to bring that up. So on this one, I would recommend mode 2 for now on air, and maybe mode 1. We'll test both to see what the maximum overclock was, because it's actually, it also depends on the actual, what's it called? The actual chip itself. So sometimes that can change. So let's go over. I'm going to move this back over. I heard somebody said the stream was freezing. Is the stream all right now, or is it still freezing? Let me know if in the chat, so that way I can maybe adjust. Yeah, okay. I think we're still going good. So what we're going to do is we're going to set mode 2. Over voltage protection, I'm going to set that as max. Under voltage, we'll just set auto. I doubt that would be a problem. Current protection is always something you want to set. So over current is if there's too much power going through, it's going to shut off, and we don't want to. We want to basically have enhanced current protection. Okay. Switching frequency, I keep this on auto a lot of the times. You can play. So once we find a an actual like a good showing, like there we go. It says basically. So with switching frequency, I usually leave it auto, and then what I do is basically go through and say we find 4.3 is the max, and then we want to try different things. What I'll do is I'll start going in the switching frequencies and kind of playing to see if there's any difference. I do it with GPUs, CPUs, anytime that where you can actually basically go through and change it. So the next thing is you have CPU VRM over temperature protection. So we want to leave this on auto. A lot of the times when I kind of disable it, on GPU we usually disable it. On the motherboard I really haven't seen an issue, because what would happen is we don't want the VRM to overheat, right? So we really don't want to turn it off. So we kind of want that there. We don't want to turn it off, because if we turn it off and say the VRM gets really hot, it could basically blow up the board and then also take the CPU with you. That's maybe what the hardware unbox did. I don't know. I didn't watch this video, so I'll have to go watch the video and maybe just rip it apart, right? I don't even know what that is. Oh man, spam. So I'm gonna let that go. What's up, hardware numbers? Good to see you, broski. If you want to check out some more AMD stuff, you can check out hardware numbers. He does some cool stuff on with AMD. His focus is a lot AMD. So he does some Intel stuff, but he does LN2 stuff too. So if you check out on YouTube, check that out. Okay, so let's go back into the overclocking and stuff. So over temper protection, we just want to keep that on auto, which is going to be on. The NB load line calibration, like again, we were going to set up mode 2. Over current protection, obviously we're going to set that up. Switching, we'll keep the same. DDR phase control, what is optimize versus disable? See, this is the pain going from board to board. I don't know what optimize versus disable is. I'm just going to keep on auto. So over voltage, we're going to raise the over voltage on DDR. Under voltage, I don't understand why they have under. Over current, we want enhanced. Switching frequency, the same thing. Over temperature, obviously keep the same thing. So this should be good for normal overclocks. Daily too, I don't think there would be any issues here. Just make sure like your VRM doesn't get too hot. So I'll end up like just touching it real quick to see if it's hot. To be honest, it's actually quite hot. So give me a second. I'm gonna probably take one of these fans and just kind of. I'm gonna take one of the Nacho fans from the W137 or W3175 and just kind of put it on and kind of cool it off, because it's running really hot, to be honest. That's probably because the voltage is set at 1.4 by default, which is kind of ridiculous. Let's see. That should be good. I don't know, so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing over here. Let me put up this one. So if you see the fan over to the left, it's basically I put one of the notches from the W3175 Intel chip Aircooler, which I absolutely can't stand. I'm gonna do a video on actually how to properly mount that thing, because it's a pain in the butt. But all right, so let's get back to it. It's running at 1.49 volts, which is a little ridiculous. We're gonna go back up, go to CPU core. So what we can do is, I think I'm gonna set 1.4. I don't know what is the exact needed on this. So what we're gonna do is I'll just set 1.4 and then just see if it boots up and runs and is actually, you know, if that's what is needed. So we'll do 1. Override. And we're gonna set 1.1 here, because we're not gonna do that yet. We're gonna do auto there. What else do we have? I think all those will. I think all of them should be good right now. So we're just gonna try 1.4. I want to see if it boots up. We're gonna save this OC profile. I always basically come up with a base, and that way, just if we have to clear CMOS, we can go back to what our base is. I use that with everything. I mean, especially when you get in liquid nitrogen stuff, you find out all your different stuff that you need, and then basically go. So 1.35. Well, we don't know what the chip is going to do. So 1.35 might be too low. So all right, let's go. I'm going to make sure the hard drive's on. I always disconnect. Instead of me hitting delete all the time, I basically always disconnect the hard drive, because I just don't want to keep on hitting delete 100 times. All right, so we're rebooting. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can go over overclockers, but for extreme OC. I still think the AMD stuff is kind of fun. Yeah, the 1.5 volts was actually default. That's what just the board did. I don't know if that's an AMD thing or if that is actually an MSI thing. So that's basically what it did by default. We just set it to 1.4 just to see. I tried it yesterday, and obviously the 1.5 is not bad. So the bar recommends max 1.4. Yeah, like I said, I didn't set that. That's how it basically was set. Why am I getting so many people on here? I'm getting a lot of spam in there, so I'm trying to do the reviews. So not worth it for only PCIe 4. Yeah, the price is what really kills it. I don't understand why these are so expensive. Hold on, I'm gonna have to block somebody here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to kind of go through and moderate because I'm moderating right now. So 9900K can do 5 gigahertz at 1 through, yeah, 9900K, depending on your 9900K, you can actually go quite low. It depends on how good your CPU is. Like, it's still silicon lottery, right? You can't really just basically go and expect your chip to be the same as others. Even with this, it's going to be different. So this is how you Steve killed it. Mobo doing, yeah, that's probably what it is. You see that a lot when you have so many different, with manufacturers, they have a lot of different boards. So actually, let me do this. I want to copy the new CPU-Z on here. Just give you 1 second. There's a couple things I just want to do. Where we got, let's see. I just got to copy a couple things over. Actually, I think it was on the other box, wasn't it? Here, let me just download some stuff. This older CPU-Z just doesn't work that great, so I'm gonna download a newer one, and we're gonna transfer it over. So just bear with me for 2 minutes. Got to get all the right tools. So if you don't know what CPU-Z is, it's what we use in the overclocking world to basically see like what's going on with the chip. We use it for validation. It's a good way to tell if things are what's actually going on with your chip. So I highly recommend it. You can just, if you just go to what's it called, if you go to Google and just put in CPU-Z, you can basically go through, and it's pretty cool. Are you going to get test PBO overclocking? Playing with, yes, I'm going to do PBO after Anathema. They used to be better than all-core OC for AMD, so just curious if that still works. PBO was advertised to definitely be working, so we will test it. It's just, let me get to that point. I want to test, I trust myself more than I trust PBO, so let's see what actually works better, right? And thanks for the support too, Ben. Super chats help out and support the channel, so that way we can keep doing streams, and I'd like to do them more often, so super chatting definitely helps. Also, you can go to beardedhardware.com. Beardedhardware.com is my site. You can buy shirts. This is not this particular shirt, but I have you. If you go up there, they're about a week and a half out, but if you buy now, I'll get them sent out. If you put in the notes, I'll also autograph them for you, so just let me know. Let's see, let's go over and go to Cronus. Where did I put that? CPU-Z 189, there we go. So like I said, the CPU-Z is like pretty much on every single overclocker uses CPU-Z. So you'll see in here, if you don't know, this is a great way to test to see how your chip is and how your chip's doing. Notice it tells you like which model you're using. It tells you how much voltage you're using. Sometimes you can't trust the voltage here, so be careful. Word of warning, try not to go through there, you know. You'll see that has the core speed, so you can see we're at 42 with the 42 multiplier with 100 base clock. The base clock usually fluctuates a bit, so man, this person. Let me just take care of this real quick. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just having to remove people. I'm getting a lot of bots in here. Porn bots. So I'm trying to get rid of them. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost there. Sorry, guys. Not much I can do at this point. Yeah, I need to have some moderators. I haven't... overclocking and girls. Porn girls. Yeah, you can't get any better than that, right? Anyway, so... Yeah, I don't have any moderators yet. I'm still new. I'm still fairly new. Obviously, Bearded Hardware. If you guys check out my videos, I'm pretty new and stuff. So, obviously, you can support me by super chats here or by buying stuff on beardedhardware.com. So, I'm getting to that point. I mean, we're fairly new, but I'm a professional overclocker. I've been doing this for 10 years. Check out my other videos. You can see a bunch of goodness, and obviously, like and subscribe and all that junk. So... anyways, let's go back to CPU-Z. So CPU-Z will basically give you pretty much everything that you need. So you can tell how many cores you're going. Sometimes you'll lose cores. You never know. How many threads you're doing. You can tell how much the max TDP. So like we said, the difference between the 3800X and the 3700X is from 65 TDP to 105, right? So we set 1.4. You can tell the socket. You can tell how much cache is it. So if you see 3800, it's the same. Devourer having his porn videos, right? Anyways, so you can see caches, how much is going on there, even on the motherboard. So on the motherboard, you can see this is the MicroStar MSI. You can tell it's the MSI X570 Godlike, right? You can tell like which chipset the Southbridge is X570. You can tell what BIOS you have in there. You can tell how much the this is a nice part with PCI Express. Man, there's another one. Hold on. If I knew monitoring thing, I would offer you to do it for free. Yeah, I don't know, man. So anyway, yeah, so PCI Express. So you can check in here. So X16, this is sometimes when you get into cold issues and stuff like that, X16 is like the best thing to look at. So you go through here and basically check. Yeah, we'll go over PBO. I know everybody, so let's get into the regular stuff first, and then we'll go over PBO, okay? So, and that's all the mainboard stuff. Then what you can do is basically memory. So if you see here, like dual channel, this is like, if you saw my W13075, 3175X videos, I was having a problem because it's hex channel. So it's 6 channels. So I was basically having issues because of the mounting pressure. This is only dual channel. Most of the X299 is basically, man, they just allow anything in there. Definitely, Adam, thanks for the $5, bro. The OC bunnies in swimsuits, and not just Steve. I definitely, OC bunnies would be badass. Okay. But anyway, so what we got here is basically, you can tell how much RAM is here. So if you're having any issue with maybe some modules, you can always tell on how much, what the size is right here. Then you obviously have the frequency of the Northbridge. Some of the names you can always, you got to be careful for the names. On Intel, sometimes they say mesh, or sometimes they say Encore, stuff like that, depending on the platform you're using. And then we have our basic timings for memories, since we're at stock. So at 4.2, what we're going to do is we're going to run R15, right? Actually, I gotta put R20 on here. Let me, while this is running, I'm gonna basically do, so we'll do an R15 run. Let me get R20. I don't know if I think I have it on the other one. Let's do this. I think it would be much easier just to do this than, you gotta love the USB to SATA drive. 4Ks, thanks for the great content and super clear explanations. Keep it up from Belgium. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All your support helps dramatically so I can do this more often. Alright, so now we got that puppy plugged in. Alright, so by default, or on 42, look at that. We got 2175, and this is without memory clocks, right? So, man, I'm going to have to promote a monitor. These community guidelines. Okay, so we can see 8 gigs. Yeah, we're not going to see 8 gig anytime soon for anything, I think. So I don't know. I would be careful on that part. Let's see. Who else is all in here? Well, anyway, guys. So 2175. So if we look at 2175, how does that compare to a 9900K? Anybody got any... let's see, benchmark processors. Let me just do R15. Where's R15? Okay, R15 with 8 cores. Almost there. So the world records right now just obviously don't count, but I want to see where is 2100 compared. So we're gonna have to go in water. So let's do H2O. Just bear with me for a second. I'm trying to figure out how good on H2O 2100 is. And what I can do is go to hwbot.com, and in hwbot.com, basically you can find a bunch of different cool stuff on how people are overclocking, what's going on. I know, dude, these porn links are crazy. Yeah, I'm having to remove them and all that stuff. Let's see. I know, these porn links are just killing me. It's keep crazy. Alright, so what I said was, what I was talking about before is the HWBot. On HWBot, you can basically go and check to see what are the best clocks on H2O. So if I compare to anything, it's like a 2187 is this one guy, Dark Knight, basically had 5 gig 9900K. So that's not so bad, really. 2175. So it's kind of like a 497820X, or basically, let me see. Let me check out some of these ones. You know what? I should share this. Bro. You guys can go over there too. But how about this? We're gonna go and these stupid porn links are really pissing me off. Let's see. Just keeping my mouth, fingers shut. Multi-core, 9900K. Report on the bots. Okay. I know. I gotta give some people a mod. K3, K4. You want a mod, bro? Let's see. K3, K4. I'm adding you as moderator. It's your fault now. Yeah, just report them if you guys see them, because obviously it's very distracting, and I want to show you guys some good stuff, so forget that crap. It's annoying. Anyways, so 2175 is actually pretty badass. You could definitely not complain about that from an AMD chip. I mean, in what way did we ever see an AMD chip ever do this well? Okay. So I want to run it a couple times. So R15, one of the things about R15 is it can be a little fluctuation in it. So there is a new BIOS for X. Well, I got this one from the MSI team, so I don't know if there's any big difference. I mean, I guess we could try, but I don't think it's going to matter too much as far. So if you notice how it goes down, so there is some type of variance in scores, so it's not always the same, so you got to kind of take some of the scores with a grain of salt. Overall, for synthetic benches, this processor really isn't bad. I'm really curious why AMD decided to go with the 3800X too. I probably just would have kept the 3700X. See, 2188, not too bad. So on a 42, let's see. Let's go over. Let me just get a couple more utilities on here, because there's some other stuff we can use. So let's get. We have R15. Is this not the right one? Hold on one sec. Oh no, this is the right one. So we got Geekbench, Core Temp. So Core Temp. I put a bunch of stuff on here. Where's the one? Bear with me. Let's see, we have R15, Cinebench. I could have sworn I had a default folder where I did it. Let's go users, administrator. It's always fun to do screen grabs. So let's go desktop. Yeah, here it is. So let's do this. Copy this. Let's open up another window. Go to C drive. That way we have R20. Yeah, 3800X is basically the same thing as the 3700X, just with a higher clock. I mean, by default. I mean, I don't really... It's just kind of a weird setup. I'm not really sure why they did it that way. It's kind of awkward. I'd be more, I don't know, it's confusing. Sometimes the stuff that they're doing, AMD is doing, it's just kind of awkward for me. I think what we're going to do is we'll run R20 to kind of get like a 4.2 score. We obviously got 2188. Here, let me just, before I do that, what I'll do is take a screenshot of this so you guys can see. So right now we're only about 4.2. I didn't change any memory whatsoever, so which is really good. 2188 is pretty damn good without any memory clock. So what I want to do now is we're gonna do a default R20. There, let me just save this as R20. That way it's less confusing for me to run. We'll do a run R20 here. Let's go. Alright, so let's run R20, see what it does. Actually, I should have kept the... We'll run it again, just to... Takes forever. I'm used to running it on a W13570 or W3175X, which is 28 cores, so it's like... goes real quick. It's kind of ridiculous. So it seems like these boards are overvolting from the factory on the MSI board. So obviously we went from 1.5, which was the default when I cleared CMOS, to 1.4. So just setting 1.4, and we're running uber safe. So what we can do is basically, I'm just doing defaults run right now. We're not doing any tweaks, so we're not going to set real-time priority. But I do that all the time, actually. So I'm not gonna lie. When we're going for like ultimate scores, we set real-time priority. A lot of the times for like tweaks and stuff here, my real voltage is 1.4 right now, so you guys know. Some tips and tweaks on R20. So 4925. So let's do this. I want you guys to see 4.2. Nice. We'll take a screenshot. That way you can see. That way we have some stuff to kind of go against and compare. If we can also set up a 9900K if you guys want to check it out too. So I mean, yeah, those are some of the tips and tweaks. Actually, we won't run this, but I'll show you on R15 because it's quicker. Some of the tips and tricks that I usually do is you can usually do like real time. So on here, if you go into Task Manager, you can go into, you got to go to Details, right click, you go to Set Priority and Set Real Time. So that's a little tweak that some people do. Yeah, the reference for R20 kind of sucks. That's why I like doing R15. So that's one issue, one way. The other way is I always do move the screen over, and then when you run. To be honest, I actually get more points a lot of the times from having the screen over to the side than I do by setting real-time priority. The one thing about setting real-time priority sometimes too is that it will freeze the system just during the bench load because it takes more priority to the bench and then comes over. So you see we just beat our other score of 2188 to 2193 by setting that. So that's how you can give a little bit. Yeah, I know I can set screenshots like that, but I use my screenshot program because it's so much easier, and it sets it to a file, and I can just hit it all the time. So that's what I like to use, that screenshot program, and I've been using it for over 10 years. So yeah, basically real time is when you guess to see if it crashes, right? So those are some of the tips. It works for R22, and it also works for R11.5 too. So what I'm gonna do is I want to kind of see what voltages are actually needed for 4.2. Obviously 1.5 was just way too much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down and see if we can use less voltage. So it's always better when you do less voltage, right? So let's go. You can't even overclock the 3700X. Well, you can overclock the 3700X. We're at 4.2 now. We don't really know how high it can go yet, so. I just basically, when I did the 4.3, I basically left the stock voltage, right? Hey, Gadget Joe, what's up, buddy? We're just benching the 3700X. A lot of people are disappointed and stuff, but I'm here showing you how to do it. I mean, so it's pretty cool. Oh, I'll show you how to set real-time priority again. Don't worry. So let's go back into OC settings. I'm going to lower the voltage a little bit. I want to see what's really needed for 4.2. We already saved the profile, so I'm going to go down to maybe 135, see if that's needed. Try to get to see how much voltage, because it's so high. I don't know why by default it's set in 1.5. That's kind of, I'm going to have to talk to MSI and say they need to lower that. I don't know if that's a spec from AMD. Maybe if anybody else has a board out there, did you guys see that? Did you see like high voltages right off the bat? So, did you see Snowflake? See, I don't have Snowflake here. I have my CJ, my dog. How can G-Scale Ripjaws 3200 14.4 be overclocked? We're going to get into memory clocking. Right now is, we're just doing the CPU stuff. So, we'll get there. Just, oh, darn it. Trying to boot off the other USB. I'm curious if it works. I've never tried that off that USB. Sorry, I was loading up drivers on from another OS and it was trying to boot off of that. I'm not a professional moderator instructor. I can't handle it. All right. Is OC in these Ryzens the same as last gen? It's pretty much the same as last gen. I think one of the big differences with this gen is that your memory is a lot better. So we're gonna get into that right now. We're just kind of seeing like what the top clocks are for the CPU. We'll get there. Well, Snowflake is Steve's cat, if you guys don't know. Yes, the best time to OC the DDR4 is after you get the actual. So this is usually what I do when I check out what's it called? When I check out a CPU, I just leave everything default, and then I start just pushing up the CPU stuff. I know you patiently waiting for RAM clocking, but the thing is, we want to see how high these can clock, right? So, yeah, so you'll see we're at 4.2. Now we're at 135 versus 1.4. So we're going to try to run each one. I'm not going to set real time at the moment. I'll show you how to do it in a second. I just want to see if this is going to run. When you set real time, it kind of gets very shaky. So I want to see how much voltage is actually really needed. So it looks like by default, it went all the way to 1.5 by default, which is kind of bad. I mean, I would rather have, yeah, see, around the same score. So that just kind of proved that we don't need a chicken clock for the win. Nice, Ben B. And it's always a good time to learn overclocking, right? So 2180 is pretty good. I mean, it's the same, but we're at 1.35 versus 1.5. Man, report this, people, again. Oh man, yeah, they're killing me with this porn stuff. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Trying to get this stuff. They kind of nail at point. So, there we go. Alrighty, real time sucks. So, okay, so we're getting back into it. So we're at 1.35. So there's definitely an issue where. Oh, thanks, K3K4. Yeah, let's actually check. That's a good. Let's check out temps too. So, actually, I should have done that from the beginning. We're actually going. Let's run. Let's see what the temps go. Why is the temp reading on this so weird? I think I have to actually download a new one. Doesn't seem like, let's see, where is it? Oop. Strange why the temp ratings are only showing one temp, not the other. Let's see, let me try to adjust this real quick. I think maybe that I need to download the new core temp. Let me do that really quick. Make sure we have the proper core temp. Core temp download. Download core temp. Is 1.14 is the newest one. Why is not each individual temp coming up on these? That is interesting. Let me see. Does real temp come this? Nope. You know what? We'll use what's the other one? Thanks for the sign message. Hey, no problem, FJ5. Thanks for the support, buddy. I guess yeah, HW monitor is what we're gonna have to use. That's strange though. I used core temp on the other ones and it used to be fine. I wonder if there's something weird off with this. HW monitor. Yeah, I have another version. I'm gonna make sure I just download the newest one. It's better that way. Is it HW monitor? Why am I thinking that's not right? What is the? You guys can help me out real quick. Not hardware. Oh, hardware info. That's it. I could not think of what it was. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Sometimes on stream it's kind of hard to go through. HW info 64. Download. Let me grab that. Pop it on here. Get to work. All right, there we go. Hardware info. Download. For free, local US. All right, showing folder. Right click on the block. Copy, and let's go print it over on the Acronis. Okay. Oh. Almost breaking stuff over here. If you don't know me, now you know me. I pretty much break everything. I like to break motherboards, GPUs. It's all fun. If you're not killing stuff, then you ain't pushing hard enough, right? All right, maybe the newest version. Yeah, this is the newest version actually. That's what kind of hey, K3 is taking care of it now. These stupid porn bots are kicking my ass, right? All right, so let's get hardware info on here. That way we can check this stuff out. Let's see, HW info. HW info, where are you, buddy? Oh, there it is, 608. So let's copy this. Put it over on the C drive. Paste. Continue. Oh, it looks like I had HO6 there. Oh, I already have it here. I don't know why I just did that, but it's always good to have. I probably need the new version anyway because I was using that for what was it called, for when we did the live stream with. Oh, that's kind of nice actually. Yeah, let's do this. Let me open that again. Turn off core temp. I somehow killed my Athlon after 1 point. How did you? What are you doing? Downloads instead of runs? Yeah, but I want the newest version anyway because a lot of times if you don't get the newest version, it just does not like to do it. Yes. Okay. So finish. Summary only. Actually, sensors only. Sorry, just trying to get it set up. That way we can do. All right. So now we're gonna run. Now we can see. Where's the temps? Actually, I wanted to check something else. Ah, there's the more porn. Like, come on, YouTube. Like, how can you have all these people? Porn. Are you on the newest EVGA? I don't think so, actually, Ben. That's a good point. Let's see. 4.2. Alright, if you're using BDI Finder, they have all the kits. Mine is. Ooh, I'm trying to. Oh, nice. He's reviewing for me. Alright, cool. Now I don't have to concentrate as much. So, alright, so now I can look at here, see what's going on. We got core ratio, core power. Yeah, there's gotta. I wonder if there's a problem with the OS. Yeah, because look, I'm seeing dim temperature. Where is CPU temps? CPU temps, CPU temps. We got wattage. Yeah, we're only getting one. I'm curious why. I wonder if there's something else set in here. that might be causing an issue. Let me just core temp Geekbench. Yeah, this. Uninstall some of this stuff. Do not know if it's causing any issues. Ryzen Master, Ezra, Core Temp, Geekbench 3 hardware. Let's turn that off. Am I blind on the motherboard tab? What? Oh, I guess I am blind, but I'm trying to do so. It says Ryzen didn't show each core temp. Ryzen doesn't show per core temp. I thought it did with 2700X. Anyways, we're just rebooting and then we'll check it out. I just want to try to get some type of temps to show, because what we're having an issue is when I basically first booted this up and I just basically cleared CMOS, the voltage by default was 1.5. We've lowered it down to about 1.35. Actually, Chronos. We've lowered it down to about 1.35, and I want to kind of go through and see. Man, K3, you're doing your job, brother. Is it worth upgrading my deleted 8700 at 5.1? 39X is a good move. Probably. 3900X would... you got to figure you're going to have more cores. So the 12 cores, so it's not so bad. I don't know. The 8700K, it's probably... For the board cost that's going to get you, I'd probably stay with the 8700K. If you have a nice 5.1 8700K deleted, it's kind of hard to go back and say that the other one's better. So let's see, where did hardware info go? Not there. So let's go program files. Actually, C. Let me just make sure. Is the stream frozen? Hold on. Stream is froze, huh? Can someone tell me if the stream is frozen or not? I'm not seeing it stream froze. No. Okay. So maybe it's theirs. Who knows? Sensors only. Let's see. So let's see what a version. I go through. Oh yeah. Okay. Just maybe it was just a. Not for me. Had to refresh. It's fine here. Okay. So it seems pretty good. I don't know. Maybe it was just something. A hiccup. I don't know. Maybe it was the porn. All good. Alrighty. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Where are we gonna go? Alright, now let's start over again. What were we asking again? Because I'm all like flustered. Stream is good. Everything good. What are we looking at for? So I had some questions about a bunch of different things. So let's see. What's that? Alright, blame for the porn. It's always the porn, right? Let's see. Oh, what a EVGA. I'm not sure. What's a good way to test? Or to find out the version of a EVGA you're on? Yeah, the BIOS version I have right now, so if you look in CPU-Z, oh, here we go. Yeah, so 1.12, T13, right here. You guys see it? Did you guys? Well, how about this? We'll update to the newest BIOS shortly. Maybe that will be better. So 1.3 AB for those asking. Yeah. Now this is a BIOS that I got directly from the MSI team. So what we can do is we can actually do the newer stuff. I can get all the newest. How about this? How about we install the newest drivers, and then I'll download the newest BIOS too, so that way you guys can. We can definitely make sure there's any new changes that were done. Let's just do that. Make it easier. I like to listen to you guys, so let's see. Service, drivers and downloads. Let's see. What is a good price to pay for an X5? I don't know. To be honest, I don't think you need an X570 unless you're doing some crazy hard disk stuff, NVMe. You know, I mean, that's kind of where you need it. Yeah, I was told that I don't really need too much of. Hold on, let me just go through. AM4. I'm downloading all the good stuff. We're gonna just basically put on all the new stuff. It's just interesting to see. Hold on, where's it? X570. Trying to go to their site and grab the newest stuff. X570 Godlike. There we go. So we have the MI BIOS. Which one's the newest one? So we actually have one from 7.2, so 5 days ago. What is the date on this one? So the one that I have now is 7.1, so I'm not sure that that's going to make too much of a big deal. Let's see. So let me just create a folder, new folder, MSI, then copy that in there. I'm doing all the BIOS stuff. Yeah, the really cool thing, I mean, not many, I don't know why people don't talk about the PCIe 4, is the PCIe 4 is like really good with the hardware stuff. That's pretty much where it's like, I mean, you're slamming. But is it worth it from if you're not doing something like that, right? I mean, that's just, I don't know. Okay, so we got the newest BIOS. It looks like the main BIOS update on this one is actually the updated to no, it's 1.003 too. So I think it's pretty much the same. So I think maybe we'll just keep that. Let's do all the drivers though. Onboard SATA, system and chipset. We don't need LAN and we don't need onboard. I'm just not going to install them. We have the manual utilities. Let's try to see the CPU-Z. So they have their own CPU-Z. Dragon Center, Killer Control Center. What are the other? Dragon. What can we do there? Dragon Guide. Yeah, that's a bit it. So we'll end up doing the newest chipsets. I'm almost there. What do you say, Ida? What about Ida? What is going on? Let's see. What are we talking about Ida for anyway? Of course, chipset's super important. I think I installed the other one, but I might have not. Dude, it was like 4 a.m. when I was trying to get it. I don't think it's that much of a difference. We'll do BIOS in a little bit. The whole point is that when I booted up at 1.5 after I cleared CMOS, that was kind of like, why are we doing that? That should not be there. 1.5 we did not need at all. So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, let me just. I'm almost there. I pretty much got all the newest ones. I think I'm on a couple old ones, so that might help. See, we definitely want to check on the newest stuff because that stuff changes like crazy. I'm on a HW monitor right now, so you guys keep asking. I already have it. It's up over in the side. Oh, you're talking about HW monitor. I get you. I'm slow today. That's what happens when I keep on preparing for these streams and I'm exhausted. 3 streams in 1 week just kicked my butt, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so we're almost there. MSI, download, copy, And paste. Sweet. RAM kit, it's the 4K. G-Skill Trident Royals, Silvers. So that's the RAM, always G-Skill. G-Skill is a big sponsor of mine. I want to get into the memory clocking, but we want to make sure all this stuff is good. My girlfriend is freaking out. She wants me to do some other stuff. You can always put it on, what's it called, in your headphones and just pretend you're doing something else. Because right now we're just downloading stuff. I'm just copying stuff over, so. But so far, I mean, 4.2 at 135 seems pretty good. I'm wondering, like, what I've noticed on 3700X when you're benching on the air is that you have voltage scale. So when voltage is actually doing something, so voltage scale. So if you were at like 135 and say you're at like 4.2 and you needed 1375 to go to 4.3, that's not bad of a scale because it's just like a 0.25, right? But if I needed now like 1.45 and that scale raised so much just to get an extra 100 megahertz, your scale is going down, or the scale is really high. So you just don't want to be. That just means that you should just drop the voltage. That it's not good anymore. So this might just be a personal preference, but I would recommend a shorter live latency since you interact with viewers so much. 30 seconds is sort of high. Just throwing this out. I'm not sure what you mean, dude. No offense, but I don't really know. Justin Cooper, 20 bucks. Thanks, broski. Temps aren't so bad, to be honest. They're around 30C, if you see right here. That's idle. And the big drop in temps is basically coming from dropping the voltage. Like I said before, when I hit clear CMOS, it was up at 1.5, which is like ridiculous. So yeah, diminishing returns is exactly what I mean. You get diminishing returns based upon your scale. So yeah, the chipset is pretty actually hot at 55. 55 is really still not that bad though. That's a good question. You know what? It'd help if we take this big sticker off, because I don't think there's any airflow on the chipset, and it's not spinning. Interesting. Let me copy this stuff over. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm like way beyond chat, dude. I try to come up, but that's why super chats are benefit at this time. I don't like doing them. I mean, obviously I get money for them, but it's hard to keep up sometimes. Yeah, it looks like the fan is not spinning at all on the chipset. But it's also like cool it's not actually hot. What just dropped 14 degrees? Oh yeah, I dropped 14C just by dropping, dude. Setting voltage actually is crazy. Yeah, I had to sticker over the chipset. I think it only spins when hot because it's not moving at all right now. And to be honest, it's actually not that hot when you touch it too. So, yeah. So let's copy this stuff over real quick. Where's MSI? Get us all ready. It's gonna take a tiny bit. So let's answer some questions. So sticker over chipset, maybe. I think it only spins when it goes, but we'll check it out. Because it already died. I doubt it already died. 55C is actually really not that hot. If it was at like 100C, then I'd probably be a problem. It only spins when you put heavy NVMe drive loads. Mr. Beard, the stream seems fine. Awesome, Rocky. Call Louis Rossman. Isn't that the guy that did this stuff for Linus? Yeah, HW monitor. We could try HW monitor too. It says apparently the PCIe 4 for SSDs is actually paired with the new CPU so that the SSD will run at native speed on X470 as well, as long as you have the new gen CPUs. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I don't have like an older boards to test, so I really don't know, to be honest. So I mean, we can try to find out, but yeah, 55 is not for an M2 is not bad at all, dude. Okay, let's install Let's actually extract all these. So we'll end up going to a new BIOS in a second. I just want to install the chipset, see if there's any difference, and then we can go back into the BIOS and stuff like that. So extracting all that. I was kidding. Whatever, Rocky. Oh, RGB strip. I didn't even know what you were talking about, man. It's hard to keep up with that thing. All right, so let's install these chipset. Make sure that's good. The problem, we're gonna do custom install. We don't want to check new drivers. Wow, that's awkward. PCIe, SM bus, balance plan. No, we don't want no balance plan. That's fine. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we'll end up going through and then testing each BIOS. Let's see, close that. Let's do the other driver, the RAID driver. And then we'll reboot. I still want to check to see maybe if we can go down to 1.3. So yeah, we're still at 4.2. It's because I want to see exactly how much voltage is needed. Like, it's just a little bit too much, you know. When I saw that 1.5 when it cleared CMOS, I was like, whoa, that's a little bit ridiculous. So I want to make sure that everything's cool with it. Did this already go? All right, I think we're good. All right, let's take this out. All right. Yeah, if I wasn't messing around with these spam bots so much, we'd probably be doing a lot more. Thanks K3, K4 for taking care of the moderation for now. That way I can concentrate on the proper stuff and not just porn bots. It's getting a little ridiculous over here every 2 minutes that I gotta do that. Oh. Did any of you guys see like how much voltage most were using just by default? Yeah, we're good. So let's just see if there was any difference, because if we installed the CPU drivers. Alright, cool. What's going on here? Are we not booting up now? No, we're booting up. We're fine. Alrighty. So, time for another pot of coffee. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I need some coffee right now. 135-ish for 4.2. Yeah, I'm gonna actually try a little bit lower. I want to try to see if 1.3 works, but I want to see if the chipset drivers made any difference as far as here, we can just use core temp because as long as we have CPU 0, that's fine. It gives us on average of like what's going on. Oh, not R20. I want the other one. I don't be messing just trying to get temps too much. I mean, you can get a ballpark. I want to see if there's actually free. Yeah, we're at 4.2 right now. So if basically what happened was when we first booted up, I was at basically 1.5 volts just by automatically. That's what the BIOS was setting, and it seemed a little high. So I started lowering the voltage, and I wanted to see if it made a difference if we needed 1.5. So we went to 1.4. Now we're actually at 1.35 volts. I actually want to try 1.3 to see if there's any difference. So we're running R15 right now. At 4.2, memory is basically just stock, so 2180. So we're getting no performance change. So I'm just gonna kind of move it a little bit because we've been taking a while. So yeah, so the BIOS that I'm using right now I got from MSI. So from their overclocking team, they gave me this BIOS. So I just want to check the voltage on this one a little bit more, so I'm going to lower the voltage, see if it's able to boot. And then what I'll do is then I'll end up flashing the BIOS. So then we can go over that. I put it up before, the Jesus, I think I put 1.00.3. I don't know if it's 1.003 AB or if it's just 1.003. So let's go down. Let's see if we could try 1.3. Let's see how decent this chip is. If it can boot at 1.3, then this might be a really good chip. How is the 1.077, the new one? MSI doesn't seem to have that. If you look on the MSI and you go down to support and you go to download, I don't see that version that you guys are talking about. So if you guys can find it and then show me, that's cool. I'll show you in the BIOS in a second, so you guys. Well, yeah, AMD basically, I think marketing messed up more than anything. I wouldn't say AMD, well, I guess if AMD is in charge, they definitely do it. Of course, well, Roman does good reviews. Roman's a good dude, so I usually trust what he has to say most of the time. So it looks like we were able to boot at much lower voltage. So the board I wanted cost $1,100. Yeah, wait next year. So we'll see, we're at 4.2. We're only at 1.3 volts now. You'll see here's the EVGA. It's 1.00.3. This is also from July 1st. So I'm gonna end up trying the other BIOS to see if it makes a difference. We're at stock memory. I'm not testing memory at this point. I will in a second. I just want to kind of get everything going. So let's see if it can run R15. So it's kind of crazy that it booted up so that at stock, not even at 4.2, it was running at 1.5 volts, and we're able to run 135 R15 no problem. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna try 1.3 and try to see like what is really needed, because it seems like these things are very over voltaged. We don't want to overvolt stuff because that's what kills temps, right? It's what actually kills chips. Having temperature is what kills it, right? So we're at 50. Why does that seem like completely off? Okay, it's going down. It's just heat soaked. So let's see what the max temp goes for. So we saw a max temp of 50, 63, 64. See, that's pretty good actually. If it doesn't crash, it will be a miracle. Are you sure about that? So if you have master, right, all you can do in the OS without having to reboot. Yeah, actually, can someone put up the download of it? Yeah, so right now we're at about 40. We did a max about 64 at 1.3. I'm gonna lower the volts. Yeah, for some reason I have an issue with so the AMD stuff right now. So you could see. Let's actually see if I can set. I was having issues actually setting voltage, so let's try see if I can set it in here. Yeah, for some reason that the utility is not working. Oh no, it is. So we don't have to reboot. So let's try 1.25. Wow, we're dropping temps like crazy. We went from 64C to 60C. So this might be the trick on basically how to go through and overclock it much like more. Because obviously, like if you look at what Roman said, he talked about temperature. Temperature will basically go through. Yeah, I have all this stuff. Yeah, I already have that new BIOS and everything. Where was the other one? Come on. So it's blocking me. Oh, Ryzen Master. Yeah, I need to definitely download the Ryzen Master. I thought I had it on here, and I guess I just didn't put it on. So yeah, so we're even at 1.25. We're able to drop the temperatures dramatically. So I'm gonna actually set it up to 1.5 just to see what it was, because that's what it started out. So that means if I was to get 4.3 and we were at 1.5 volts, that means how much? I mean, it would be ridiculous on how much it would cost. I can't even see. You guys are talking too much. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, you can go to beardedhardware.com, pick up shirts. They're about a week and a half out. Other than that, you can also do super chats here. Everything helps to basically go and support the channel, do these nice streams all the time. So, all right, so max temp was about 60s. What I want to do is just set to 1.5. So this is basically what the BIOS set by default at 1.5. And the temperatures are gonna, I almost guarantee you. So 64 or about 60 was the max. Let me go back in and open it up. So let's see how hot this puppy is gonna get. 72, 73, 74, 76. So by default at 1.5, we were pretty much hitting like 80 C, which is ridiculous. So just by lowering the voltage, we dropped it over 20 C for the same thing. So we got a little bit of a better score. That probably means it's the voltage is probably good around 1.3. The AIO, if you look at my other video, basically if you see the Apex video, they basically have I did a Corsair and I put Nachua fans on there. So basically if you look at that, that's pretty much what I'm using. So, but yeah, so look at that, 82. So if we drop it down, but hey, let's try 1.2. It probably will fail, but or let's like 1.225, right? We're gonna just see how much is needed. So I guess at this point in time, I can actually recommend highly that if you're gonna do Ryzen, even if you're on stock, is to lower the voltage because your temperatures will be dramatically better. And you actually might get some more overclock. So this might be the reason why we might actually be able to get pushing much lower voltage. We might actually be able to get another 100. You have to focus. I'm learning so much by watching your tweak, Joe. I love watching your channel. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. All right, so yeah, 2186. So we went down even more voltage, and we actually got a higher score, and we're at 58C max. So we went from like 84C to 58C just by dropping voltage. So this might actually gain us maybe 4.4. So let's try and still play. The problem is I can't actually set this the CPU ratio for some reason in this utility. So let's actually just try some less voltage. Let's see how like low can we go. Who cares about you guys are all infatuated about PBO. So we're on all cores, not just a little bit of cores and not just a little bit of boost. So we'll get into PBO. You guys calm yourselves. We'll get there. We'll get there. I just like that. I feel like PBO is like the biggest. I don't know. That's what killed me with the marketing. Is that PBO? They said 4.7. Yeah, maybe 4.7, just a couple cores. So So now we're at 1.2. Oh man, are we gonna pass 1.2? Whoa, how low can we go? How low can you go? Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So, oh, I forgot to do temps though. My bad. I'm curious to see what the temps are. So let's just run that again. So we went from 80, like 84C, to down low, much lower. So I'm still curious why the board was booting up at 1.5. What's going on, guys? Hey, Blue Dragon. I'm trying to catch up on there as much as possible, so I'm trying to do this and that at the same time. So if I miss you, sorry, broskies. Yeah, look at that, dude. So we went down to 57C. Let's try, should we go even more? So let's try 1.175. Oop. Right. So 52, 54, 55, 56. Between 55 and 50. So we dropped it even a little bit more, and it's still running. Oh no, it failed. It finally failed. Okay, so basically, let's try 8.5 up. I want to know exactly what it takes to do 4.2. So this is kind of what we do. This is playing around. This is how you overclock. It's a lot of fun actually too if you keep on going around, because you never know what the chip can do until you play with it. You can't always go by what the motherboard manufacturers tell you or anything else. Man, So far I've only got it to 4.3, but I didn't really test it hard. I wanted to save it for you guys so you can actually see how to test it instead of going in and basically like, here's the settings, and that's boring, and you can't live stream with that stuff. So wow, look at that. So it looks like about 1.1875 I was able to do 42, and the temperatures are like 55 to C, which is super low. So let's try a little bit more. Close out core temp. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm kind of like in awe that these, by the factory, when it was factory reset, that it was at 1.5 volts, and now it's basically at, I'm running at 1.185 to get the same clock, and my temperatures have dropped 30 C. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, look at it. So I think, yeah, let's try one more. Might as well do it since we're here. 56C was the max, which is dope. That's pretty cool. I'm actually really impressed. Like, this is probably the most, this has impressed me the most with AMD so far, is that this chip is doing 42 with such low volts. So what we can do is we'll basically go through and see what else is needed to run, right? So like, let's check to see if that, yeah, well, see, if you notice the score is going down quite dramatically, it's not doing the same. We probably should just raise the volts. So it seems like about 1.1875 is probably the best voltage, because a lot of the times your score will drop, and that's just not cool. So what you want to try to do is keep a perfect voltage for it. So let's see. Come on. Yeah, so it's actually pretty good. So now what we'll do is, how about this? We'll try 4.3, right? We're gonna do, I'm gonna end up going, I have to copy that Ryzen. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna set 4.3. I wanna see if we can do 4.3. Yeah, it's crazy low voltage. Wow, you need 1.385 to do 4.2. I noticed that too on my chips, my 2700Xs. I needed around the same. So to see like the amount of voltage used for that is pretty crazy. It's really impressive actually, as far as I mean, that's the thing that's probably impressed me the most about this whole AMD release right now, is that. So if you guys weren't here before, I'm gonna go over some of the settings. So we went through and we set up 42. We're gonna change this to 43. Base clock's at 100. We're not changing that. We're not changing any memory at the moment. We're just going through the CPU stuff. The main important thing to do is, probably the biggest thing why we're doing so good is also the load line calibration. So it doesn't matter what board. What's up, Marky Mark? So we basically got to go, and when we're doing it, load line calibration is the most important thing. Doesn't matter what board you are, they have different names, but this is pretty much where you go and set. So we set mode 2. If you look over in the corner, I know it's blocking it right now with my gorgeous face, but let me just move this over so you can see. So if you look over here to the right, you see how it says mode 1, mode 2? That's once you set voltage, basically what it goes down to. So basically what's going on in basically if this is not set, you'll see a big huge droop go down, and we don't want that. So we're gonna set up mode 2 is probably the best. On LN2, I like to test between mode 1 and mode 2, depending. It really depends on the chip. Some like it one way, some others like it the other way. So obviously I set all the overprotections. We don't change the temp protection because we don't want to kill the board. We want to make sure the board's running cool. You can tell up above that the motherboard temp is 40C, the CPU temp is 30C, so we're pretty much going good. Of course, everything's like silicon lottery. We set voltage at 1.3. I'm going to leave 1.3 because obviously we're bumping it up 100 megahertz. So let's just try to see if we can boot in at 4.3. So I tested it really quick last night, and I didn't really change any voltage, so I did 1.5. So the V droop on here is basically to what it's set. So if it's at 1.18, it's going to be 1.18. So that's why I said mode 2 or mode 1. LLC for the win! And that goes with any boards too. That's like the most important thing when you're going to overclock the CPU and do CPU clocks, right? is the LLC. Most people don't realize that. So, what's the power? I don't know what the power consumption is at the moment. I think I set up a meter, but the thing is I have to set it up on my phone. I should have set that up last night, but I was up till 4 a.m. trying to get this stuff all ready for you guys. We're at default memory speed, so we're only at 2,000, so it's gonna get better from here. I'll show you. Here's the clock, so let's check it out. We'll go over real quick. So we're at 38 idle, 30. Actually, probably lower than that because I was opening up. So right now we're at 43. TDP doesn't change. This is a hard-coded value, so that doesn't change. We're at 4.3 now with 100 base clock. Again, usually when I'm testing stuff, I want to test before I go to test the CPU before I test memory, because you don't want to test them at the same time, because if you test them at the same time, you're basically going to run into issues. You don't know if it's whether it's memory or if it's the CPU too, right? Oh, that's true. We could do, where is hardware info? Where did I install that to? Yeah, to be honest, it's probably better if we use hardware info. I tend to like it better. More, let's do this, pin it to taskbar so it's there. Yeah, so let's use that from now on. It's going to be better to give me more useful information. So let's see. I'm seeing ratios. I'm having a problem with the temperature though. So you see right there, package power. So we'll keep that up. We're running default memory. Like I said, we're going to change that. So let me close that and we'll do a run. So we'll see if 4.3 is definitely going to go. Our last score was 88 or 94 with the tweaks. So we're going to keep on going. So let's see. Oh, thoughts on TR4 2970WX and what board recommended? Thanks for the Sunday stream. You're welcome, brother. Thanks for the support. Guys, if you want to support. Ooh, wow, that's a nice nice improvement there, just from 100 megahertz. But yeah, if you guys want to support, go to beardedhardware.com, buy us shirts. I should have sweatshirts and hats up soon. About a week and a half out, but if you order now, I'll send it over. In the notes, you can, if you want me to sign it, I can do that for you. So anyway, with the TR4, I'm not really sure on the boards. I haven't really got a chance to play with the Threadripper. If there's a new Threadripper that comes out, I will be testing it. I'll try to do a lookup and see on what the TR stuff is, because I really actually want to put TR under liquid nitrogen. So yeah, so we ended up, so 4.3 is pretty easy, and we're at 1.3. I think what we'll do is we'll lower the voltage, and let's see like kind of what's going on. Let's see if we actually need 1.3. Because the temperatures right now are what, maxing out at about 64. Wow, that's actually like really low. All right, here we go. Is that even updating? Oh yeah, 64. That sounds about right. So we're at 1.3 and 4.3. That's way like. Are you going to bring some? I don't know what I'm going to bring to the PA event, but yeah. Oh, promo deals Christmas. Okay, so anyway, let's get back into it. So I'm going to lower the voltage, try lowering the voltage again, because we knew at 1.1875 or 181, around that area was basically what we needed to run. So let's just jump down to 1.275. Let's see if this chip can do. Oh, forgot the one. Apply. VCore is set, so let's do this. I'll go through there. I'm getting there. Go to 1275. Come on, man. Baby steps. We need a lot of info to stream, right? I mean, it's kind of fun, isn't it? You get to see like real overclocking. See how these things actually overclock instead of believing what everybody else says. All right, so 1.275 is looking good too. We might have had the silicon lottery on this chip, huh? All right, still good score. Let's see, let's go down to the temps. We dropped down temp too, so we might be able to get some more out of this. Let's see, let's go and let's do it again. Let's go down to 125. I should have went down to 25. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna laugh because you guys. Let's see. Go on here. All right. Open up again so we get accurate. We'll go up here. Yes, I'm doing chicken clocks. Live stream is for chicken clocks. It's the way. All right, so that's TCL CPU right there. So let's run it 1.25. See, now this is fun. To be honest, I was kind of worried about today because I know everybody was highly disappointed in the release. You know, I was kind of, I don't know, I was trying to break it to you guys early a little bit, but it really is, this is actually pretty fun. I'm actually kind of having a good time. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for all the support. And look at that. We had a nice little score improvement too, huh? I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Dude, just right click and reset. I know. Is this one or is it closeout? No, hold on. I don't really use hardware info all the time. Bear with me, bro. Yeah, is it? Oh, yeah, right click reset. Let's see. Show graph. I knew there was something in there. I've been using Temp, so watching the same people, I'm not disappointed. Okay, so let's go with lower voltage again. So let's try 1.2. We're gonna go ballsy and just go 1.2. Let's see how it is. It's pretty crazy to see. Oh no, it didn't like 1.2. So we needed at least 1.25 to be able to do that. How about we just jump up to 1.4, huh? I think maybe, so if we look at what we're doing right now, actually, where's the book? So what I usually do is when I'm overclocking is I kind of keep like statistics of like what's going on, right? So, too bad I gotta find a pen. Oh, there's a pen over there. Let's go find it while that's rebooting. All right, so what we needed is, so for 42, for 4.2, we only needed 1.18 voltage. Now stock, I think it would boost to what, 4.3? It was using 1.5. Our temps went down from around 85C to about, what was that, 55C I think for that one? It was like 30C. And then for 4.3, we needed 1.25, and that was at like 56C. So we didn't really raise that much. So what we want to do is, oh, we forgot to set. So actually, let's just try 1.225 real quick, and then kind of go through. It's kind of exciting to see like how much voltage this one needs. I'm wondering if just because of the 7 nanometers is, because that's quite a big difference from like 135 to be honest, and we're only at a 42, so yeah, 56C. So where? Oh, there. Forgot to put it there. I know. I hit the bottom right here. Which one? Bottom right. Closed it out. Oh, nope. So it looks like 1.25 is the max on that one. So what we're gonna do is, let me just hit delete. We'll do 4.4. Let's see if we can do 4.4 now at 1.3. Yeah, 1.225 didn't work. Too late. Already tried. Yeah, I'm going to end up trying. So once we do this, I'm going to go jump in and try that new BIOS to see if there's any difference, because now we know at least what this BIOS does. So when you're overclocking and stuff, oh, it's the other button. Clock button. Thanks, Brian. So the other thing is, so when you're overclocking and stuff, you want to actually, sometimes the newest BIOS is not always good. So you want to go through each BIOS and kind of go through each stuff and go. So maybe we can get 4.4 out of this 3700X, huh? We're booting up at 4.4. I'm hoping it's booting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's booting. For a second I thought it failed, so. Show prime. Well, we're not doing prime because then you gotta wait. See, the problem is with stability. I'm giving you a benchmark over because I can't run prime. What are you gonna do? Sit here for prime for an hour and a half, just basically going? So no, not gonna do it. Sorry, broski. So let's do up here. Well, we're at right now. I just raised it, so just so you guys know, if you go up to CPU, see, we're at 4.4 now. So let's see. I'm gonna try 1.3 to see how it goes. So we're booting at 1.3, so at least I went into EOS. So let's kind of see how that does before we start doing anything. Nope. I don't know. 1.4 I think might be the limit. It was doing the same thing on this stuff, so. Well, we'll try, maybe try to do a different voltages. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This might be, yeah, 4.4, but we're not stable yet. So I think maybe we should try like 1.325 and then 1.35, then 1.375. And again, we're on an AIO, so we're on a Corsair H115i. If you look at my Apex video, the part 1, I'm not doing a part 2. I'm going to be doing that on the EVGA Dark, by the way. But on there, basically, is the core that I'm using. You see the Notchua fans. If you want to buy those fans, I recommend them. I also use this on X299 when I test, and I also use it on pretty much all the small, my 9900Ks and stuff when I bin them and stuff like that. So it's a good little cooler. It's easy to set up. But yeah, so yeah, this might be the wall for 4.4, to be honest. I don't know. We're gonna try setting up voltage, but it doesn't seem like the voltage is helping too much. So 1.3. So we went up from what, 1.18 to 1.25 for 100 megahertz, and now we're at 1.3. So you see how that scale is changing, like it's growing more and more. That means it's not doing well. So I'm not expecting 4.4 to be fully stable. We're gonna try. Let's see. Let's try 1.325. We're gonna run that. Let's see. We're at 4.4 on all cores right now. We haven't tested RAM. We're gonna test RAM in a little bit. So we're gonna end up going by scores. Nope. What's nice about this though, what we just saw, is that it actually went through a little bit. So that actually gives me some hope that maybe a little bit more voltage might help. So I'm thinking maybe 1.35 might help. We'll probably test up to maybe 1.4. I found a 7980XE for 12. I would buy it. The 7980XE is a great buy. For $1,200 it's not bad at all, and to be honest, I think it still beats the 16 core. What's nice about the 7980XE is that you can delit it. I highly recommend deliting it and putting liquid metal on it. You'll get like a huge drop and you'll get more overclocks for it. So definitely do that. I have a 7960 in my streamer machine. You just have to be careful when you put the IHS back on. I usually put my finger on, I put it over and put my finger so it doesn't move, and then put the thing over, or put the thing down, hold the chip straight, and then put the thing. I'll have to do a video on it. It's much easier to show. But yeah, I'm gonna be also deleting the W130s, the 3175. I was trying to get a thing from Roman, but I don't know if or a deleter from Roman, but I don't know if I can wait that long anymore. So let's try 1.35 instead of the other one, 1.325. I have a feeling that this should pass. I'm curious of what the temperatures and how much they rose though. Let's open that up, hardware monitor. Let's see. All right, so let's go. Here, I want to just go down to that temps. I kind of want to see it live. I don't know how long it's gonna run, so. I don't know. Can we have 4.4? Can we have 4.4? Oh, 4.4. Come on. Let's do 4.4. Be higher than everybody else. Yes, but the score is a little bit low after 2 hours. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break, will you? Chicken clocking makes for good streams. To be honest, I'm actually kind of having so much fun with this. I think we might have to do a separate stream just for liquid nitrogen stuff. But this is pretty cool. Yeah, so it looks like for 4.4, 1.35. Oh, maybe it's not. Just a little bit unstable. But the voltage scale, so for 4.2 we needed 1.18. For 4.3 we needed 1.25. I think 4.4 is just a little bit off. I think we need to go to about maybe like 1.375. Might be a little bit better and more stable. And I don't know if yeah, the score went down. That's why I think by doing a 1.375, usually when the score goes down, that means it's not enough voltage. So by adding a little bit of voltage, we should be able to take care of that. Dun, dun, dun. The cooling solution, if you look at my Apex Part 1 video, that's the cooling solution that I'm using. It's a H115i with a, what's it called? Notchula fans. I basically put some badass 3K fans on there, so that'd be cool. Also, yeah, I can only do so much today, so we might have to stream tomorrow too. So I think maybe tomorrow I'll do the liquid nitrogen. So, yeah, I'm just not gonna have enough time today to do it. I have a buddy of mine, kid is leaving. I'm not gonna see him for months, so I have to go and support him and hang out with my buddy. So, but I hope you guys are liking this now. We still have a bunch of time, so we're gonna still go through memory and stuff like that. And then what I think I will do is we'll do another stream with the liquid nitrogen stuff. Probably tomorrow, if you guys are cool with that tomorrow. It's gonna be later tomorrow, but I'm kind of in the mood to do it. And that, you know, what's funny is that fan is still not moving on the. I wonder if there's something wrong with just the setup, but anyways, so let's go. Yeah, I won't chicken clock when I go to LN2. But I do need to do this before I do go to LN2 to see the difference. So, all right, let's get back to work here. Let's see. I'm gonna go to 1.375 or 1.375. I want to make sure that that's stable. I want to kind of keep track of the temps too to see if maybe we have more in it or it's gone. So we got that. Yeah, I'm still way under 1.5. But the thing is our voltage scale is kind of screwed right now. I mean, we went from 4.2 to 1.18. 4.3 was 1.25. And now 4.4, and see, 4.4 is kind of like on the edge, so I'm not sure it's totally fully stable. So we did 1.35, we did 1.375. I'm wondering, you know what we could do? Is instead of doing mode 2 on the LLC, let's try mode 1 to see if it's better. LLC is always the best thing to do. You know, with any board, if you're overclocking, that's pretty much the golden part. Let's see. Let's go to DigiPower All. We're going to go to mode 1. So this should raise it a little bit. So I think maybe if we set 1.35 at mode 1, then it would probably be better. But you never know. You got to go basically test the chip because each chip is different. I've seen it works one way and then it works the other. Oh my goodness, it's Linus. What's going on, bud? I kind of feel special now. But anyways, for $329, you cannot beat this, like, the overclocking goodness that you're getting here. I mean, it's pretty cool, I must say. Let's see, we're almost there. So far, if you haven't been with us, what we're doing right now is basically, we were checking the voltage scale and what this CPU does. We're benching a 3700X on the MSI X570 Godlike, the Meg. We were doing 4.2 at 1.18 volts with mode 2 on LLC. We were doing 4.3 at 1.25 volts with the same LLC. And 4.4 ran at 1.35, but even at 1.375, it's not totally fully stable. So, yeah, it probably is a faker count, but it's pretty funny. So, let's see. Let's go back in. Let's go through. It's fake Linus. Damn it, I thought it was Linus. Oh, well, who cares? It's always fun to mess around anyway. Let's see. So we changed it to mode 1. So let's see if it actually is going to bias anything. So I'll run at 1.35 because that's where it seemed to be pretty decent. Let's go down. I just want to kind of try to keep track of that temp to see what it's doing. Doesn't seem like it's updating all that quick. It does seem to be running a lot nicer with the different load. The different load line. Oh, no. I think basically our biggest issue now is having it, I think we might have hit the wall, to be honest. So right now, no matter what we're doing and changing, we're basically not getting any more clocks out of it. So, which kind of sucks. But what are you going to do? That Linus, so maybe it's baby Linus? Troll Linus? AKA Troll Linus? Let's see. 44. I'm trying to think of maybe if there's something else that we could change. Maybe, you know what, we could, instead of trying mode 1, sometimes you can actually go with a little droop. Sometimes drops the heat and actually can help out a little bit. So, let's try. See, this is the funnest part about doing overclocking. It's trying to it's pretty much trying to see what the unexpected is. And yes, it is a shitty cooler, but the thing is even if I have better cooling, I don't think I'm gonna do any better, and that's the problem. Once there's a wall, there's a wall, so it's kind of hard to go through and see. So I've noticed with these chips, is that once you hit that wall, there is nothing able to go past that wall. So, oh, you guys want to? Let me run this real quick because I really want to try to get 4.4 to run, right? So we will see. But then I think definitely 4350 or 4375 is definitely going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be. To be honest, just by looking at this stuff, just to see how hard 4.4 is, I don't really see. I just don't see that 3950X hitting those high clocks. And you know, it's I'm not trying to be the downer here. I just do. I'm being realistic. You know what I mean? I don't really have a stake in either company. It's just more or less just kind of trying to give you, the consumer, exactly what realistically is going on. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, if I thought it was cooler, I mean, better, I would definitely tell you, without a doubt. So we're still at 4.4. We changed the LLC down a little bit. I'm gonna set the clocks because since it's gonna droop a little bit. I'm gonna try with 1375 first. Okay, let's try that. What have I missed? Well, we're benching at 4.4 right now. We're trying to get it. We're having some stability issues. We might be at the wall. One of the issues I have is, so with AMD, if I set the clock and the OS, it changes the skew timer, so it actually messes up the score. So you have to be kind of careful with AMD and only set the CPU multis when you're using Windows 10. Ooh, look at that! So we have 4.4, so instead of mode 1 and mode 2, it actually likes mode 3 better, which is interesting. See, this is why when you start playing with stuff, this is where you find. So we're at basically at 1.375, which is a little bit, and mode 3 droop, so it's probably about loaded at 135, but it actually helps the chip so that way it gets past. So let's see if we can run this multiple times, then we can see if the stability is really there. But I mean, it's going pretty good. I think so. Oh, see, it's still kind of on that edge. So basically, we're using a Corsair AIO. It's a H115i, but I have some good fans on it. So the Nachua 3K fans. If you look at my other video, if you go to the Apex Part 1 clocking, you'll see that I basically break out a Corsair and then go through. So yeah, now it's actually working, but it's still a little bit off. I think maybe what I want to do is right now is actually try a different mode to see if the droop is actually helping. I'm wondering with the 7 nanometer if the droop actually helps quite a bit. So the only way to test is to to actually set and check it out, right? The H115i actually is not bad. I feel like the newer Corsair coolers are kind of eh. The older ones are pretty good. The H115, I've used them to overclock even 7980XEs. It's not that bad of a cooler as long as you have a decent, I don't know. You keep the temps down, and as long as you have decent fans, it's not so bad. Yes, I will try more voltage, but there, again, from what I was talking about with the voltage scale, we needed 1.18 for 4.2, 1.25 for 4.3, and now we need a lot more to get 4.4. So the scale is going down, so it's kind of rough. So I'm gonna try so we have 1.375. Hack the Gibson. Thanks, brother, for $1.99. So what we'll do, I'm gonna set 1.38. Should give us because it's a little bit of a lower droop, so it's gonna go a little bit on lower voltage. So let's see. To be honest, I don't even really like using AIOs. The only reason why I use AIOs is because it's just convenient for me. It's much easier to go through and take it on, put it on, take it off, and it's not so bad. What I also want to, yeah, so it's not doing good. I think we're pretty much hit the limit. So I think what we're going to try to do is now, since we were going through the stuff, is actually go to that new BIOS, because many people said that the new BIOS might be better. So what we'll do is we'll go in and flash that BIOS, and then I'll go over all the settings again, so that way you guys can see the settings again. So that way it's not too bad, right? To be honest, so far I'm seeing the 3700X is just as good as the 3800X. I'm not seeing it being worth it for that $100. Where did I put that? Oh, yeah, I'm not really seeing it being worth it to do $100 extra to get that other chip when it's pretty much the same chip. I mean, you're gonna have silicon lottery for it. Obviously, it depends on what you get. So mode 2, mode 3 worked the best on 4.4. So we were able to get a little bit of 4.4 stability, but it's pretty much on that, I don't know, it's on the cusp of, it's not totally good. So we're not going to be able to go any higher than that. So let's just do the BIOS first. Let's go M-Flash. Oh, $70 extra. 70, I thought it was $100 extra. I thought one was like $300, the other one was $399 or something like that. Yeah, to be honest, 4.4 on water is pretty much all you're really gonna see on these. If you were watching basically Roman about what he was saying, it's pretty much true. It's one of the reasons why I kind of had to combat the 6950X when they were talking about, oh, it's gonna be monster. I mean, it's cool chip, it's great. 1.4 is just pretty much not gonna do it. Actually, we could try 1.4. But the thing is I want to get over to the new BIOS and just to see if there's any difference. So, actually, not that one. Let's see. Where did I put that BIOS? It should be under MSI. Hold on. I don't think I unzipped it. So let's unzip it real quick. Yeah, I want to try to see if there's a new anything different with the new BIOS. It's not so bad to go over. Yeah, I didn't zip it. So let's unzip it. Extract all. Again, guys, thanks for the support. Go to beardedhardware.com. Check out shirts. About a week and a half out, but I'll get them out. If you want them signed or anything, just let me know and put it in the notes. Okay. And then you can also, any super chats help out quite dramatically. Appreciate it. Let's see. All right, we're back. Let's flash that BIOS. All right. All right. unknown. It's disappointing, but not really surprising. Yeah, it's not much I can do, man. This is kind of what we were talking about as far as like the hype. That's why I really wish. I mean, seeing this stuff is actually pretty cool. AMD is actually doing it's driving Intel to bring out new innovation, right? Which is really good. That's not a downfall by any means, and to be honest, I wish AMD would play that card in their marketing instead of the hype, because I feel like the hype, there's so much hype, and then when we get into days like this, it's like I'm be totally bummed. I knew that like it's not going to be that much, but like for everybody that like all the consumers and stuff, that like the hype is so strong there that like I feel like it's bad marketing. I feel like it kind of just creates like I don't know. To be honest, I feel like they're hurting themselves by creating too much hype. I feel like if they take it down a little bit, then it would be much better. And yes, the newest stuff that's going to come out next year, I'm excited for to see maybe a 4000 come out. Even if we do 4.6, 4.7 then, I mean, it's still good. I mean, with a good IPC refresh, and I mean, it's keeping toe-to-toe with it. So overclocking it to 4.2, 4.3 is beating a 9900K. I mean, you cannot beat that. That's pretty cool for overclocking. But the thing is with the 9900K stock, you can pretty much take all 9900Ks and at least run 5.1 on them, unless you have a really, really shitty chip. So, I'll be prepping boards for next week, tonight, and tomorrow. I don't have a board prep now. I'm not going to be able to. I'm actually running out of time. This actually took a lot longer than I thought. What I think I'm going to do is I'll just do another stream, maybe tomorrow. It won't take me long to put it on liquid nitrogen. I'll just put Vaseline on it and just go up. But the problem is I have some friends. My friend's kid is going to be leaving today, and this is the last time I'm going to be able to see him for months and months and months. So I got to spend some time with him after the stream. So probably around about 4:30. So we got like 45 minutes. I still want to go through memory and a couple other things. So we're going to go through and check things out. Okay, K3, K4. Appreciate it, brother. Man, this BIOS update takes forever. To be honest, I'm more used to other manufacturer boards. So this is kind of funny because it takes forever to update. But hey, I don't care how long it takes as long as it just updates properly. But so far, the board is pretty good. Yeah, if you guys are on Facebook and you like to be in talk about Ryzen stuff, there's some good groups. If you look at Nappy Drew with the link they just put up, there's some good stuff there. We do a lot of Facebook groups and all sorts of good stuff. Obviously, check out my Twitter if you ever want to hear about all the stuff that I'm doing. Yeah, do you have HW Hardware, sorry, I'm losing it. It's bearded HW. If you look at it and you just look on YouTube, you can find all my stuff there. On Instagram, it's the Ponzi1. But yeah, and obviously beardedhardware.com you can go to. Oh man, we're just waiting for this BIOS to go, huh? So the other thing that we haven't touched upon is the memory clock. So one of the big things when the 3700X was limiting the memory. So we're supposed to be able to do memory here. Now, obviously it's different on LN2, so we got to have a test on here on just ambient temperatures. So I'm curious to see how good it is. Facebook is for Indians. Still waiting for this BIOS. It's kind of driving me nuts at this point. I'll actually be right back. I just got to grab some water. I think I'm out of iced tea. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I ended up having a Pepsi. If you look at like the little cans, they're so funny. They're like all small. Went to buy a T-shirt, but I don't. Yes, I have some issues with international. I'm actually working that out. So if you don't buy now, you can buy another time, and you can always donate through Super Chat too. But Yeah, let me work on the international thing. I've had some issues with the payments now, so I'm trying to work on it. I have to wait till Monday to actually go through it, but many reviewers actually show that in games it's better to let it boost on its own than manual OC. I don't actually think that's true. I think one of the issues is because it's boosting. It's not boosting all cores. It's basically boosting only a couple cores. So you could pretty much do the same thing manually if you wanted to. It's just if you're doing manually correctly. So I don't know. Sometimes the reviewers on there aren't that great. But... oh yeah, boo. So you like my little K? Hi from UK. Oh, it's funny. Actually, I drink Coke and Pepsi. Actually, the thing is, I can't drink regular Coke. I have to drink Diet Coke. Hey, Jan. How's it going? Yeah, it's kind of weird because I don't know. I actually worked for Coca-Cola for a little bit. And yes, the MSI board is actually really good. I'm actually curious to see. Last time we booted up with that other BIOS, it went right to 1.5 volts at stock. So let's see if that does the same thing, right? So I have Hot Rod 717 4790 sitting in the Clevo. Oh, I love those Clevo laptops. Nice. Is there AB BIOS? But games don't have 100 thread utilization, so we don't need to boost all. No. I totally agreed. I'm not arguing, but you only need a couple cores. That's why, like, if you look at the 18 core, the 7980 XE, it does the same thing, you know. Yeah, we're at 600 plus viewers. If you guys haven't just joining us, we were basically just overclocking the original or the 3700X. We were trying to see what was going on. So we found out, like, when I reset the BIOS, that it basically went in and set the default volts just so what everything was completely stock at 1.5 volts, and we were like, whoa, that's high, right? So what we did is we want to basically go. Well, B-Clock Gas OC is good, but you have to do it in the actual BIOS and not in it through any OS utility, because then it screws up the timer. Oh man. Sorry, it's my Acronis. I use it for imaging hard drives, so that way, because when you're messing with memory clocks and everything, if you don't save your OS, you can blow it out. That's the problem with memory clocking that you have to be very careful with. This is a 14 phase board. This board is pretty, I would say, way overkill for these 3800 chips. At 4.4, I mean, we're barely pushing any TDP. The bigger VRM, I doubt would have. I'd say if you have like a 370 board, a decent 370 or a 470, you can get away with putting a 3800X in it easy. Yeah, so look at this. So if you look at that core voltage. This is just stock, like, because remember, we just reset the BIOS. It's setting it to 1.5. So what I would say is basically when we do this, basically, if you have a board, make sure you just set it manually, because 1.5 is just way too much, and the temperatures that we saw that just went down is basically like, I mean, ridiculous. So we saw a 30-degree drop because we just lowered voltage to have the same clocks at 4.2. So I'm going to go through and these are the BIOS settings that we were going through before. This is normally what I do. This is an MSI board. It's similar with other boards, but hey, what's going on from Russia? Yeah, that beard's a beast. You can literally run it with no heat sink at VRM. That'd be true. That's hilarious, bro. All right, so what we're going to do is go OC Explore mode. We're going to change this to Expert. CPU ratio, we're going to go to 4.4. We're going to see if we can run the same as we ran. We're going to turn off PBO because we want to run it default. We can keep these. These are basically, yeah, by BIOS. Oops, hit the wrong button. Sorry, guys. CPU base would be 4.4. Oh, nope. This is going to be 100. Sorry, my keyboard's a little weird. I finally got my keyboard back from Steve. Steve stole my keyboard. Yeah, this AIO, if you guys want to know about this AIO setup, you guys can check out my other video, the APOX Overclocking Part 1. You'll see in there that basically, we'll do 1.4 actually here. Yeah, if you look in that video, it's a Corsair H115i with Noctua fans on it. So it works really well. I use this for pretty much all my overclocking because it just makes it that much easier. It's easy to put an AIO and just to take it off and put it on. So that's pretty much the reason why I use it. Alright, so we got all that. Let's go to settings. I don't think we went over settings last time. We're doing overclocking, so we're gonna, we gotta put time. Let's see, what is it? The 7th, and then 2019. What time is it? So it's about 15:53. So 15:53. That should be good. Advanced. So a lot of the times what I do is we're gonna set these Gen 3s. Actually, since we're doing 2D, we don't need these at Gen 3. I just set them to Gen 1. That way we kind of limit any performance stuff that's going on. Again, we're overclocking, so that should be fine. ACPI, no. Integrated, so we're going to turn off all this stuff. We don't really need it right now. Obviously, turn off audio. So this is like a full benchers mode. This is what we do when we do it. Yeah, I'm just seeing if you guys have any other questions. So this is, remember, this is a new BIOS. So I'm just going over the same settings that we used before. What is this? Yeah. That's funny. They have this little area where you can pretty much go through it anyway. So we're just going to do this. We'll do the Infinity Fabric in a little bit. But I think that's about it. So we're going to save the OC profile. Usually what I do is every time I do it, I save one for a base. Because when you have to clear CMOS, you got to go back, you know. Yeah, I already have Ryzen Master. I just got to put it on there, bud. Alright, so let's see where it goes. Yeah, I got Ryzen Master on the USB, so I'll put it on there, bud. Yeah, it's a new BIOS. It's the newest BIOS that they have on there. How is it an older BIOS? Come on, fill me in here, because you're telling me it's not a BIOS, so. I'm going to get up on there. Hold on. I don't understand what he's saying with the old BIOS. This was basically the new one that I just downloaded. No, I doubt it would be that far behind. This BIOS actually has a newer date than my BIOS. So I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Yeah, and when we do LN2 too, I'm actually pretty sure that we're going to be limited on what we can actually do. Oh, actually I didn't set LOC. That's one thing. I didn't set out any power actually. So let's make sure we do that. I think that's why we're probably having an issue right now. Booting. Let me go through. Yeah, the one that I just downloaded was from 7/2/19. So let's see. Let's make sure. Did it not? Yeah, why is it old? Yeah, so this one's 628, but it should be 7/2. That's actually, I'm glad you guys noticed that. But I'll download it again and make sure. That's interesting. Why would it be back to 628 on the one? So support for the MSI Godlike. So this one says 7.2. So it's 7.3.4. So that's the one. Yeah, 7.3.4.1.2. So if we just go to Acronis, I'll do this. That's strange. I think I might have hit the other one, the wrong one. I think I hit the V11 one. But what's weird is even the other BIOS that's on here is 620. So I'm curious at where 628 came from. That's what's weird. So 734 V12 is basically the one that it's saying it's supposed to be. So let's see. Maybe they just named their BIOS wrong. Let's see. All right. So let's go. not gonna set. I think maybe they put the wrong date in there because I don't remember it was. Yeah, I set it to 1.4 for VCore. Yeah, let's see what it's doing right now. Illuminati. Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's correct. Yeah, the EVGA, we already went through that before. Come on. We're entering that flash mode. It takes a while to do it. Okay, so this is the one, V12. This should be the one. Yeah, that's the one. See, the build date is 6/28. For some reason, they messed up the build date. It is, so I'm not gonna flash it because that's pretty much the issue. Weird though. I'm glad you guys noticed that. That's pretty funny though that it messed up. And this is not a normal size Pepsi. I was waiting for somebody to actually say that, to be honest, because these are the baby ones, and my hands are so huge that it makes it look that much smaller. Yeah, I don't know. My girl guessed him. It's kind of funny. All right. Oh, shit. Yeah, that build date is off. So we're going to still try this one anyway. So I'm glad I have all the settings set and everything. I just got to update the power on it. So I downloaded the 7.2 one. It's just off, dude. The build date is wrong. Look a noob. Yeah, he was benching the 12 cord, bastard. I wanted to do that one. But that's cool. Let's see. That is not regular size Pepsi. My hands are big, but they're not that big. Don't get me wrong here, but it is like, come on. All right, so here, let's get back to work because we're running out of time because I'm gonna have to jet out soon. We're just gonna end up having to do another one. Okay, so load line. We're gonna do mode 2 again, over protection. You guys can always check out the beginning of the stream when I actually go over them in more detail. Actually, we could probably change frequency sometime. This I don't understand. I got the over voltage for TDR, under voltage don't matter, enhanced. Okay, always keep the temp protections on. Yeah, I don't understand why they basically totally screwed the build date on this one. That happens. They were probably busy. Let's go base. Alright, now let's go. I want to do Ryzen Master too. So let's boot. I know I'm gonna try to go. I just want to go up and see if 4344 runs at the same, and then basically go and I don't know. It might take memory. The problem with memory is it takes a long time to go through, and especially with the Ryzen ports, since I'm more used to like ASUS ports and stuff, it might take me a little bit longer to try to explain to you guys different things in MSI because everything is different, placed differently. So I might just have to do a different stream on that, just to show you. So I think maybe what we'll do is I don't know how late it is, so we probably start around this time tomorrow. If you guys are interested. Oh, what happened here? I don't think it liked it. Yep, because we're at defaults. What happened there? Yeah, it actually killed everything. That sucks. So it looks like the other BIOS was so much better than the other one. No, I think it's actually called build date on the thing. I don't think it's the published date. Oh, maybe it is. It's release date versus the other one. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, this one should be decent, and we're having all sorts of issues. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like I have to go through all the settings again. That kind of pisses me off. Actually, yeah, that's not set. So disable, turn off this stuff. Yeah, so now I gotta go back and set it again. I don't know what happened there. It seemed like it just totally hiccuped. We're gonna set Gen 1. Disabled, clocks in. Yeah, now it's fine. What's the clocks in? Gen 1. Yeah, like I said before, I explained it over in the earlier session. So when this actually gets posted to YouTube after, you'll actually see, like, and I give a good explanation on all the different things that you set. Let's just try 4.3. It seems like we're having more issues. Disabled that. Game boost, BIOS. We leave that normal. That should be fine. Power is probably the biggest one that you need to do. Always power. That's fine. Enhanced. We always keep the temperature protection on. Phase control, optimize. Actually, I don't like that. Over voltage all the way. Yeah, the LLC depends on the motherboard and VRM you have. But you can always play with it. What it will do is it will make your motherboard a lot hotter. So you got to be kind of careful. Always keep the temp protection on. So you got to set the overcurrents on it. So basically how this is, but it's going to be different between different BIOS. Okay, so we're going to do, let's just do 1.4. Oh, that's right, we got to set override. And then 1.4. Then we do override. And then 1.1. Most of the BIOSes are pretty much the same. They just have different names for certain things. So it's quite interesting. So we want to set a name. So I usually just set it base. And okay, it's saved now. So we didn't actually save it before. Made a stream. Start pushing this thing, Slacker. No more chicken clocking. Thanks, Chuck. I know, it's just we're running out of time, man. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to create another one. I didn't think this was going to be this as popular as it is. I think we're going to have to go... we're going to have to end up doing another one. That way, because I have some family stuff that I got to do with friends and stuff, so... but so far it's so good. Let's see if this new BIOS, it seems like the older BIOS, the other BIOS I was using was a little bit better so far. I don't know, this one is kind of hiccuping a little bit. Let's see. It didn't boot up last time and it reset all the default settings, so. It looks like it's going to 62, so B2 should be good. Yeah, so basically what happened is, what we did throughout the whole stream, we knew that we were going to have, that it's not going to do that much. Like, if you've seen and read all the reviews, like, DeBauer went through, and to expect all these to clock so high is just, it just doesn't happen, man. I know it's sad to say, yeah, I'm working on trying to get a 12 core, to be honest. So, yes, that will happen sometime. I don't know, maybe we'll do that over at Gamers Nexus, because I know he and I are due for another live stream. So, I don't know what happened there, but... Can I do OC? Yeah, I could probably do on the Asus board, to be honest. I'd probably have to update BIOS and go through, but... I don't know, I want to try it on this board first, on LN2, and then go on to the other one. To be honest, I don't see a real big need for... Actually, what happened here? Looks like the display settings are off. Something happened. Okay, so we're at 4314. Everything seems to be right. Caches, mainboard, X16. So it's showing the same EVGA combo. So... Yeah, so I'm curious to see. So we're just going to run 4.3. Let's see what it's going. I'm going to install Ryzen Master too, so hopefully then we can actually change CPU clocks. For some reason, I cannot change CPU clocks. Yeah, we're trying to figure out the max for the CPU at the moment, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. when we add memory, dude, the score is definitely going to go up. So it's going to be, I think we're going to be really expected, or I think the really big thing about this that we're going to expect is that the mem clocks are going to be much, much better this year. So, and that's going to give you obviously a boosted score and boosted performance. I don't think really anybody has really touched on what is possible. So I think that's what we're going to do. The problem is I don't have enough time to go over it since we were just messing with the CPU stuff today. Let's see. Where did I put that Ryzen Master? Where is it? Where is it? I put it in MSI, didn't I? No. Where is it? Damn it, I think I just didn't do it. So, are you streaming this through MSI streaming card that came with? No, there's no card that came with it. No, I use two Elgatos. I have two Elgatos in a stream box. I have a 7960X that I'm using. I have a whole nother box. That's one of the reasons why I haven't had some of the overclocking guides that I've wanted to do. I haven't put them up yet because I was waiting to finish my stream box. So I had to wait for some parts and stuff to come in before I could. And now that I have it, now we can do it all day long. Okay, so here's the Ryzen Master. I guess I never copied it over. All right, well, that's doing it. Oh, are you streaming this through? Yeah, I have another desktop. Here, actually, I'll show you the desktop. You can barely see it. I only have RGB. It's a full thermal take setup. It's a pretty badass setup, actually. It's a 7960X with 64 gig of memory. I only have a 1070 in it at the moment because I'm using my 2080 Ti in here. Let's do this. Yeah, it's fully water cooled with all thermal take stuff. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised on the thermal take quality. They used to be kind of crap in them a long time ago, but I actually really like it. Using Ryzen Master. Okay, so now we got Ryzen Master. There we go. To be honest, I don't really like using their... Yeah, I know. That's what I think maybe we'll just do a couple streams, to be honest. It just seems like it's going to be better that way. Because there's just so much... Yeah, the 7800X, that's the crazy thing between the 3700X and the 3800X is basically, they're pretty much the same thing. I mean, they're no different. The one is just, it has a smaller base clock with a smaller turbo. And if you saw today, basically, I think anybody who's ever clocked any of the 3800s, they're not getting over 4.4. They're probably 4.3. And we're at 4.4 with a 3700X. So we're pretty much... I just pretty much proved that there's really no difference, which is weird. They're charging so much for that, an extra $100 for the same chip. So I don't know if it's supposed to be binned or whatever, but I just don't see it. I don't know. Oh, here we go. I think I should be fine, actually. One of the big problems I don't really like... I would say that I would know it isn't a concern with enthusiast overclocking, but for security, you should still turn off multi-threading on the Intel parts. I'm not really worried about it. There's nothing that runs on that box anyway, so. Create desktop. So what happened here? Oh, I gotta scroll down. That's weird. Yeah, 4.4 is on all cores. Right now we're at 4.3, and 4.4 was a little bit of an issue. Yeah, that error is just basically the redistributor, or redistributable, or whatever the hell it is. No, I'm a software developer, so I know the C++. It's just complaining because it's already installed. All right. You guys wanted, now I gotta learn this thing. So that's probably what we're gonna have to do. So let's just run this. I just want to see what kind of is coming up in here. 38 was much closer in gaming. Well, the 90, yeah, but that's by default. 9900 versus a 98, or a 3700X and a 3800X are pretty much the same chip. So there's no difference. Yeah, this is the newest BIOS too, by the way. I don't know how much different. Look at that, 130% of 88 watts. So we're at probably like 125 watts. I think the only reason why they did this was just to get the TDP. The only difference between the 3800 and the 3700X is just for TDP, which I just don't get. It just doesn't make much sense to me. All right, so we have cores. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with this one. We got creator mode, manual. Let's just see. I just want to see what using PBO does. I don't know if since I turned it off in the BIOS that it's not going to be good here. So I don't know. I'm going to have to. The problem is I don't have a good. How about this? So what we can do is we can do a stream that's going to be like testing memory, and then testing. Actually, testing memory, and then testing LN2. And then we can also do a gaming stream. The gaming stream, what do you guys want to see on the gamers one? Do you guys want to see like PUBG? Like what kind of stuff? Like what kind of stuff do you guys want to see for gaming? Because there's so many things you can do for gaming that it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. You should be able to run. To be honest, I don't even think that 3800X requires both of them, to be honest. So I would actually, I wanted to see the clock controls. I'm just not a big fan of AMD software. When I was doing a lot of mining and stuff, man, I always had a lot of issues with. Is that control mode? So we're on 4.3. Can I change it in here? I'm gonna have to play around and get used to this. Show histogram, animations. Doesn't really give me an option to change. It's weird. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take a little bit of time to play with this Ryzen Master. I'm not too crazy about it already. So what we're gonna do is right now is I'm gonna try to do 4400 because we couldn't do 4400 last time, and we only tried up to 1.375. So I think what we're gonna do. Yeah, the 3800. I'm telling you, just the cache and just if you look at the 3800 versus to go. Yeah, I don't want to set creator mode though. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a. Okay, I'll click it on the next one, but I want to check 4.4 auto. Let's see, 4.4. Yeah, I want to actually confirm to see how much more performance is on the actual RAM clocking. I think I'm gonna have to play a little bit before I show you guys though. It's just to get used to it. Even like, so if you go from an ASUS board to an ASRock board to an EVGA board over to this one, it's just gonna drive you nuts. So we'll try up to 1.42 on the just to see if we can get Cinebench run at 4.4. We've had 4.4 running already. Oh man, I swear I always leave that in there. 4.6 gigahertz on memory is definitely probably not going to happen. I have to play with it a little bit to get used to the MSI stuff first. So let's see 4.4 first if this works. That way I know whether to go. If this 4.4 doesn't work, then I'll basically go back to the other BIOS. Is why I'm doing this. One of the 3000. Yeah, but the thing is it's either the 3800 is literally the same as the 3700. The only thing that's different is basically the base clock and the turbo. So this BIOS does not support OC. How does this BIOS not support OC? Backed it up first. I have all the BIOSes that I need. I'm not sure what you're talking about, dude. Okay, so we're at 1.4 and 4.4. So let's just do this. No, I already know what I said in the BIOS, so I don't really need it. Yeah, but I'm already on manual, and I shut off a couple things so that way it's actually not going to run in the OS. So I have to basically set a couple things in the OS before I do that. So let's see. To be honest, 4.4 is looking really, really good on here. Let's see let's see what temps we ran at. Where we go? Yeah, it's not doing temps here really well. Let's try this. .47, what are you doing? Dude, your voltage? Dude, my voltage, what? I'm running about 1.4. I don't know what that VID 1.5 is. So if you look up in here, I'll show you the voltage that I'm using. Yeah, no, I actually ran at 1.35, and it was just a little shaky at 1.35 and 1.37. So I was able to run, so what I was talking about before is scales. So we were running 4.2 at 1.18, 4.3 at 1.25, and now we need about 1.375 just wasn't stable at 4.4. So we should maybe try to see if we can run a 4.5, right? Let's see here. So I just want to run this again. No, we'll try up to 1.5. I don't care. We're trying to kill this chip, right? Yeah, the temperature, we're at 74. On stock, when I ran it, just by default, it was set at 1.5 volts. It was like 88C, dude. All right, so we're getting good now, 2263. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the multi. Actually, I just want to see something Ryzen Master real quick. I don't think, since I have everything OC'd, what's 4425? Yeah, it hits 4 gig at, the stock voltage was 1.5. I don't know why that's set to 1.5, but that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, see, controlled mode, we're on manual. Game mode. Yeah, everything is set to manual, so you can't basically change anything unless you go over to switch. So, I'm gonna try 4.5. So we're gonna see if we can have any. I'm gonna set it to 1.45 in the BIOS. Something to add about IPC is better on these chips, so it's a difference. Yeah, IPC, dude, it's everything is better than the original or the 2700. So you're basically getting an improvement. So 4.4 at 1.4. Let's see if we can have. It says Dino cuts it. It won't hit 4.5. He is having a super. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna actually hit 1.4. Oh, I would do 1.45 flinker, no problem. The funny part is it was set to 1.5 just by default. So if I clear CMOS right now, this puppy wants to go all the way up. So let's see, 4.5. And what we'll do is we'll set up 1.45 on here. I think it's gonna need that just to boot. So basically a 4.4 was, we needed 1.4. Do this like that. 4.4, 1.4, mode 2, LLC. Remember, you always got to check out the LLC. Chuck, everything over OC is chicken clocking. Well, I got a chicken clock on the streams, man. I got to keep you guys entertained, because if I don't keep you guys entertained, you guys don't want to stream, won't want to watch the streams, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know what the stock voltage should be, because on this board for some reason it sets to 1.5. So I doubt 1.5 is actually the stock voltage. Maybe it's a BIOS issue with MSI. I don't know. I would ask around to see, because I don't have another board to test. which is interesting. So right now we're at 4.5, and we're at 1.45 volts. So look at that, 4.5. You've seen it here. Yeah, 1.5 is stock BIOS. Isn't that crazy? Hardware Unboxed killed his review sample. See, they should have gave me that sample. All right, so let's. I don't even know if this is gonna work. So let's try to see if it works. I guess we can see how quick it goes through, if it fails right as I push the button or not. Ready? Yep. So that failed. So what we'll do is we'll try. You want a 32M run on the new Ryzen. I guarantee you I could probably run. I'd probably have to shut off cores though. That's a good question. I wonder what 32M is going to be like. I wonder if I'm going to have to download it. Mister. So we were just doing 4.5. We boot into 4.5, but we actually didn't run. Let's see. So let's try higher volts. More volts. 1.475. Yeah, Flaker, I'll probably end up doing, let me see if I can download 32M real quick. If I have it correctly. I think I have on this one. Because it would be nice to see, because then we could see the IPC difference too. As if we run 32M. Because usually, 32M is a benchmark that is a huge memory benchmark. And Intel has pretty much destroyed AMD on this for years, actually. I don't remember the last time. Hey, I don't mind trying it. It says the 30 has one 8-core die and it uses 4-core dies. Better heat distribution, better bin chiplets. Yeah, but I'm not seeing any 3800 that's gonna be any better. I just don't see like the 3800 is going to be that much more for clocking wise. We already have issues with clocking, so like how are you going to tell me it's going to do that? Timmy Joe PC Tech. Nothing I tried would let run CB. Yeah, I don't think 4.5 is going to run at all, to be honest. We can hope, but. I need to turn that off. There's a way, BCD edit, there's a little thing that you can just go for. The V-core is fine. I'm not really worried about it. Come on, come on. Dude. Oh, thanks for the $5 too, by the way. I still don't see the 3800 being better than the 3700 to basically, for the cost of the money to upgrade. So I just don't see it, you know. So I'm not trying. I mean, I'm not trying to be a downer or anything, but that's just pretty much how it is, you know. All right, let's see. Let's go back in here. We should be at 4.5. Let's just make sure. Yep, 4.5. What did we set for volts anyway? I don't remember now. Okay, we set 1.475. Let's see if we can get this puppy to run. Run, you damn it, run! Nope. Not liking it, dude. Not liking it. Maybe I'll just have to set up a better water setup. See if that makes even much of a difference. Yeah, I just don't really buy the 38, even with the 2 different chiplets. I mean, I almost just want to get a 3800 just to see, because I feel like it's lame. It was really disappointing. Yeah, it's definitely disappointing. Yeah, I'm going to try 1.5, and then I'm probably just going to cut the stream, guys. What I'll end up doing is I'll do a stream tomorrow, because you guys seem very interested in this. So what I'll do is I'll do memory clocking. I haven't done anything with memory frequency. We were just trying to find and show you guys what are the best settings to be able to overclock Ryzen 3700X right now. So basically, add Pepsi and AIO. Not funny. Actually, it was hilarious. We're just gonna basically. I think tomorrow what we'll do is we'll end up doing, we'll do memory clocking. Yeah, it's having a bunch of issues now. We'll do some memory overclocking, and then basically we'll go and do liquid nitrogen overclocking. So, why not? It seems like fun. Let me just, let's set this 1.5. We've hit voltage scale so bad, like this, the scaling is, I just don't see 4.5 ever doing it. And the LLC is just not gonna, it may make a difference. Yeah, see. I'll try higher. I'm gonna end up doing like 5.2. I'll try 5.5. I'll try up to 1.6. I don't give a shit. Maybe with 770 you can run 4.7. 90% of the chips won't go higher than 4.4. Maybe if you get a golden sample, maybe, but unlikely. Yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, this is what I was trying to say with the 3950X, right? It's just not gonna be there. I just do not see that we're gonna be able to do it. So, what kits will you test? Are you talking about for memory? I have A1 B-die. I have A2. I don't think it's gonna matter for this platform. Most of the stuff that is really more on what's it called? Intel. Intel has a better IMC. It's just fact. It's just you're gonna get more performance and you can see better clocks out of memory. It's just how it is. Seems like a lot of cores are weak, to be honest. Okay, so we did. What did we do here? We did 1.5. So we want to do what? 5.25. Let's try. Cinebench. Well, IPC is going to give you a higher performance per clock. But if you can't push it, yeah. See, it's just not doing anything, man. So what I think we're going to end up just kind of dropping here. I think what we're going to do is I'll play around it. I doubt the frequency is going to help. This is pretty much a wall that we see all the time. On AMD, once you hit that wall on AMD, I've seen it with the 2700Xs. Once you go there, it just goes to shit. So what we're gonna do is, since so many people ended up liking this stream, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up going to the next stream tomorrow, and what we'll do is we'll go over because we ran out of time today. We'll go over memory performance, and then we'll go over the liquid nitrogen stuff to see what it do. I'm really interested to see. Nah, I doubt the droop is that much. Or yeah, we can try LLC, but it's not going to do. The droop is actually at 2, so it's actually fully steady. So if you set 1.5, then it's basically at 1.5. But yeah, so again, thanks for the support, guys. Again, thanks for the super chats. For who did super chats. You guys can go to Bearded Hardware if you guys want to buy some shirts. They're about a week and a half out, so having issues with Stripe. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Long story. But yeah. Do 144 with you guys are killing me. So here, let me do this. So I'll do one run, 44. And then what we'll do is we'll push up memory. So we'll do 1.8. Where's the frequency? Just for you guys, because I love you. What do you want to do? 3600? Yeah, we'll try 3600 first. So I'm doing one run just for you guys. So that way, when you come back tomorrow, you won't be so bad. Actually, I think let's see how this runs, and then maybe I'll bump it up to 4K and then leave it up tomorrow. Yeah, 1.8 volts is fine. I'm just pushing it up there just to see what it does. LLC is at 2, so it should be fine. I'm thinking about between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. tomorrow. EST time. I don't really have many options. I have to work during the day. So after work, basically I'll pop into this and we'll get down to clocking, if you know what I mean. So let's see. Let's see what this is. See what memory clocks are. So I just went up to this 3600. See what the difference is. I think we were at like 12. See how much memory performance there is. Now 1.8 was on memory. Those memory can handle 2 volt. So, and that's on the Intel platform. I think 1.8 it's way too much now, but I'm just putting it in there so that way we can run it. Oh yeah, look at that. We got a huge performance gain. Yeah, over 3700. So this is basically 3600. I want to check out the CL too. Yeah, it's the thing is chilled water broke 2300 CB. You need your own too. So 2300 memory clocking is really what is going to get you a lot of points here, I think. So I just joined here for your Hail Mary run. Awesome, Dustin. I appreciate it, brother. All right, so that's actually a pretty decent improvement. I think we beat our score even at 4.5. So let's see. At 4.3, I think we are only at like 22.3. So we got a good 75 points. So it looks like it is actually really strong in, on this. So here, I'll do one more run just for you guys. Oh, thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, brother. See, what we'll do is we'll do best 2 I ever spent. All right, so we're gonna do another one, but I want to go start messing with like lower the CLs too, like CL14, maybe CL13. I also want to try A1 versus. Let's see. Yeah, the timings are really, really loose. That's why I'm kind of just going through and kind of testing it off real quick. What we'll do is we'll go to 4K and then we'll just play real quick. Timmy Joe. Yeah, let's just see about 4K and. Oops. Right. Alright, 4K. We're just doing 4K for now, and then I'm going to cut it out, and then tomorrow. So I'm not even sure this is going to run. Let's see. And we're at only at 4. We're at 4.3 on the core because it's definitely stable. Actually, they're 4.3 or 4.4. I can't remember. I'll have to look up again. I'm losing track. I'm trying to shut down, and you guys won't let me shut down. Thanks, guys. Always appreciate it. Remember, join or subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell too, so you always get notified, and then you'll obviously know about tomorrow. I'm thinking about. I'm gonna try between 4 and 5 EST tomorrow, dude. So if you guys are, I'll put up a little thing for it, so that way you guys know when it gets when it comes up and stuff. So. Alright, so we're at 4.4, memory is at 4K, we're only at CL18, let's see, do it for America. I know, it's just my buddy's kid is leaving, and I want to be able to hang out with him. He's kind of more important. I'm sorry, guys. Marky, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we're gonna cut it short. I want to see what this. This is the problem with overclocking. It gets so damn addicting that, like, you see, I'll keep on playing and playing and playing. Yeah, we didn't see much of an improvement on that one. So we actually went down in score. Where's the one? Yeah, we went from 2317. So, but let's run it again. Sometimes you. Crosshair, we got 4800 CL14 for yeah. I think 4800 CL14 is going to be good. We're at CL18 right now, so that's just not it. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, we're not seeing that. Obviously, we gotta. Greasy bitches, BBB. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna cut it for today. I really appreciate you guys coming. Tomorrow, we're gonna do another stream. I'm gonna put up a thing today on it. So. Yeah, the top run we did 4.4 with 3600 memory. I think we were at 23. What was it? 23. This was the top score for the day. 2317 and R15. So that's at 4.4, and that's pretty much all the core would run. We could probably maybe do 4 or 5, but no, 4.6 is just not gonna happen, dude. I mean, it's I've tried like several times. It's just not gonna happen. So, guys, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Check out the stream tomorrow. I'll put it up so that way you guys can check it out. I will see you slackers later.